Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to a new franchise. Say hello to Voodoo.
Hello, guys. This is
It's
this is fun, isn't it? It's exciting. A lot of work we put into this.
it is. And what is this, you may ask? Well, we did put a little trailer out to give some input on what we're doing here. After we finished the Giants and Cardinals franchise, we thought we want to do something a little different, but also still fun for us. That's not as much of a it's going to be interesting because it's less of a workload, but it's also more. But we'll explain why. Because this will be a sim only franchise. We will watch some games, but we will not be able to play or have any influence on the plays or players themselves in game.
Yeah,
Um,
the only influence we'll have, of course, is the rosters that we
yes,
build around
yes,
for these organizations.
yes. We're essentially playing GMs for these four teams, which, again, if you haven't seen that trailer, I do suggest watching it. We had a lot of fun making it. It's very quick, minute and a half. But essentially, what happened was that the NFL is going bankrupt here after the Super Bowl, and the NFL, specifically Roger Goodell, the commissioner, made a deal with the UFL, which just ignore how they got the money to make it work. Yeah, you can have your own headcanons for that if you guys want. That'd be fun. Put that in the comments below how you think that they have the money to make this happen. But they make a deal with the NFL so they get their own division here. They buy out the NFC South. So Panthers, Falcons, Saints, and Buccaneers are all gone. I know, sad to see them go. Some really fun teams in there, but we have some new teams here. We have the Louisville Kings, who is a team that we are not controlling. It will be a CPU team, despite my alt account being on there. We also have the St. Louis Battlehawks, another CPU controlled team. We also have my team, the Dallas Renegades, and then Voodoo's team is the Birmingham Stallions. So,
There you go.
so yeah, we're very excited. Now here's another little twist. If you want to just take a look here, you see the number on my roster here, 0 out of 75. Well, where the hell is all my players? Well, let's go take a look at the roster screen. There's nobody here. Let's go look at the Stallions. There's 5 people in the roster because they're injured, but they will be gone once they're not.
Yep, they're on the kill list. The moment
Yes.
that they come off of injury, these guys are gone.
Yes. There's the two teams that we just, because of Madden, being Madden, um, we can't cut injured players, which I understand, but it's fine. They'll be not on these teams when we get to the point of being able to cut them. But if you take a look at the Kings, or no, the Battlehawks would be next. The Battlehawks, no players. You look at the Kings, the other team with 5 players on IR, but other than that, no one, and they will also be gone. So,
Yep.
what does that mean? Well, that means because of the limitations that were placed by this deal, these UFL teams are going to have to build their roster starting in free agency week 3. It says week 2 right now, but we are going to sim to the next week. And we will be able to see who's available for all of our teams to try and build a competent team. We also have the draft, but we do have some roles. So let's go over those real quick on what we can and can't do in year 1. So we cannot trade any players that we sign in this year 1, and we cannot trade our picks in year 1. And we can also, um, like I said, start signing in free agency until week 3 of free agency. In season 2, though, we will be able to trade as normal and do free agency as normal. But yeah, there's some limitations here, so we're gonna have a really interesting time building up all of our teams here. Um, do you have anything you want to add?
I have nothing to add. I think you introduced it perfectly.
Cool.
It's going to be a ground up rebuild for all four of these teams. Or I guess not really a rebuild, but beginning of
Yes.
this franchise, and the picks we also randomized which teams are getting what picks.
Yes.
So
It just
it's
so
gonna be
happened that we got the best of the
the
two, but
but we swear we spinned it
yes,
all up,
we did a
um,
wheel.
completely random.
Speaking of random, we also randomized all of our playbooks, so we're not using the base playbooks for those NFC South teams prior. So those are all random.
Yep.
So we didn't have a specific, oh, we're using the Bengals offensive playbook to scam everybody. And there's going to be a lot of wheels usage in this as well. Our drafts will be using a weighted wheel for each position to decide the strengths for each year, because we saw in our Cardinals and Giants draft how it went with D tackles being consistently over and over too powerful. But other than that, we will get into some of the other rules and parts of this franchise when we get to them. But for now, uh, let's start. Let's get started. So, do we want to
Get friggin' started,
go
boys.
to
Yeah. Do you
week
want to?
3 here?
Let's go.
All right.
Let's freaking
So,
go.
we're going to go here to free agency week 3, where we will now have the period open for all of us to sign players. Before we start signing players, let's see who has been taken. And yes, we have some players from our teams cut into this pool as well. So you see some of these big names here that normally wouldn't be. So I guess, do you want to just go position by position so far?
Yeah, let's go position by position.
All right. Do you want to start with the quarterbacks?
Let's start with the quarterbacks. So, the division quarterbacks are gone.
Yes,
Yeah. So
all except for Penix.
Baker. Yeah, true.
Although
Baker
he's hurt, I
Mayfield is a
think.
Raider.
Which that's gonna
Is
be
Baker?
interesting. Yes.
Wait, I don't think he is. I think
What?
Baker's fine. He's chilling here.
What? He's a Raider. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you said he's injured.
No, I'm talking
Oh.
about Penix. I was talking about Penix. No,
Penix. Yeah, Penix.
he's the only one I
Yeah,
didn't see.
poor Penix.
But yeah, so it's going to
That's
be interesting with Baker Mayfield, or with the Raiders specifically, because in real life at pick 1 they took Mendoza, but now you take Baker for a 3-year contract in his like prime. I don't think they're going to be really looking at quarterback at pick 1. So we'll
yeah.
see where
Opens the door for
Mendoza
them
goes.
to get a skill position player possibly
Absolutely.
instead of getting Mendoza. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh, another interesting one here too. Bryce
Yeah.
Young to the Jets. That's pick number 2, a team that you maybe would think maybe they go Mendoza, but I don't know. Maybe 3-year deal for Bryce Young makes him not want to go there.
Are we gonna see a Mendoza slide perchance with this?
It's possible, and I mean, pick 8 might be a good spot for you. You were at pick 8 with no
Mm.
roster. Do you take the best quarterback?
Yeah,
Possibly.
we'll see. We'll
But
see.
I like the next one. You want to talk about the next one?
Oh yeah, talk about the next one. Tyler Shuck is a Cleveland mother loving Brown. So that's another team that was like, oh, they might want a quarterback in those early picks. Also get themselves a quarterback, 3-year contract. They
Yeah,
are on the Shuck train. They're shucking, and he gets an
yeah,
absolute bag.
he
Honestly, he
does.
gets paid pretty nice
Yeah.
uh, for his situation. And there are a couple of other quarterbacks down here. And I really like this. Gardner Minshew is back to the Colts.
Nice.
There you go. I think CJ, if he's gonna watch this, he's gonna love that.
Yeah.
And
I was,
Spencer Rattler
yeah.
is a Steeler.
Which, as a Steelers fan in real life, I don't like that. But yeah, but these top 3 are very interesting, because you look at it, maybe Cardinals are in a good spot to take Mendoza now. I don't know. I think they'd be the team to look out for, but we'll see
For
later.
sure.
Let's look at running backs. The big one that I saw, and I mentioned the Voodoo prior, which I knew we shouldn't have talked about it, but it's fine. Bijan heading to the Super Bowl champs, the Seattle Seahawks, and that is an incredible move. And honestly, Voodoo, I don't think they got rid of. I don't think Kenneth Walker's gone, so they're going 2-headed monster here.
Yeah.
Bijan and
Wow.
Kenneth Walker, and they got him on a cheap deal too. Well,
Jeez.
his
His
signing bonus is
bonus. Okay.
gigantic. That is huge, but
Jesus.
his salary year per year is pretty cheap. But that's going to be a great signing either way. Um, Bucky Irving to the Giants. That's an interesting one too, pairing up with Scadaboo. Um, Honestly, I really like that move. That's a nice
They're gonna
one-two
have a very
punch.
nice backfield for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Rico Dowdle's a Denver Bronco, which I like
He
that move as well. I
he
think
feels like a Bronco. I'm not gonna lie. I know he's a Steeler in
I
real life
agree.
now, but he feels like he'd be a Bronco.
He does also kind of fit that archetype that
Yeah.
we've seen Denver like in their running backs with their J.K. Dobbins, their R.J. Harveys. I feel like
Yeah.
very similar.
You got Chuba Hubbard heading to the Commanders, where, you know, it feels like he'd belong there too, where they kind of just cycle through guys that are like decent but not like incredible. Outside of that,
Yeah.
Keaton Mitchell to the Dolphins, and some depth, but nothing super crazy there. Any fullbacks? Just two guys, nothing super crazy. Blasingame and Hairston. Receiver is a big one. Wow, you want to talk receivers?
Yeah, jeez. This is gonna be the fun part now. Not only seeing how our teams fare in our division, but how are these other players, getting dispersed? Four entire rosters getting dispersed into free agency is gonna shake things up. So we have plenty of elite receivers going to different places. So Drake London is a Los Angeles Ram. That is
Yeah,
disgusting. I mean, that's just
that's
unfair.
that trio
Good
is
lord.
insane.
Rams are disgusting. Chris Olave to the Commanders. That's going to give JD a huge weapon.
Good pickup.
Huge pickup there. Tedero McMillan's going to play with
That's
Baker
I
Mayfield
love
in
that pickup.
Vegas.
That
That's
that
a great pickup. The
that's a great
Raiders
pickup.
are. I see a Raiders dynasty like we
Yeah,
we did in Giants Cardinals.
possibly
Wando Robinson's a commander, so he's
him
going.
and Olave.
It's not obviously not one of our players, but that's still a pretty big receiver.
Yeah,
Heading to Washington, Amika Igbuka. This one's huge to the
I
Chargers.
think that's
It's a
great
big one.
for them.
Yeah, Debo Samuel's was bringing whatever he has to the Steelers,
Uh,
which is a very Steelers pickup there. So there you
yeah,
go.
it's interesting.
Like that for them. Romeo Dobbs is a Brown,
Sure,
which is actually a pretty good move.
sure.
Pairing him up with Shuck. It's a
Yeah.
good idea there. Marquise Brown's a Charger. Darnell Mooney's a Bill. Devon Vele, Raven, a couple other guys here. Tutu Atwell's a Jet.
Yes.
Currently, all the receivers picked up, and that's basically the most notable ones. There is
Yeah.
Chris Godwin still here
He
as a
yeah,
free agent,
that could be someone that might find one of our rosters. We'll see. But moving the tight
possibly.
end, not really a lot of high overall guys, but big names. Kyle Pitts heading
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl champs as well. That's crazy. They're getting these Falcons for cheap too. 3-year
Jesus,
deal.
yeah. No, the Seahawks are. Yeah, that's a crazy.
It
That's a
sucks as
crazy
we're
move.
we're still in the NFC, so we have to deal with these teams. But yeah,
Yeah.
Seahawks might be looking to reload for back to back. David Njoku to the Jets to pair up with Bryce Young. Isaiah Legley to the Commanders. I think they're really looking like they're building up a nice offense for Jaden Daniels, and then Kate Otten to the Dolphins.
So something I do want to mention, of course, the challenge of having no players and having all these restrictions as new teams. Not only that, other teams are getting better, right? Other
Absolutely.
teams are getting better exponentially with all these players, and not only that, we also have the interest, the player like interest and stuff to the max. And not many players want to play on these teams. Like I don't know if
Yes.
you're seeing what I'm seeing, but I
I
have like no interest for most of these guys.
the only player that at least for the tight ends, Kate Otten wants to kind of play for me, but like yeah,
Yeah, I got Zach Ertz wants
not a
to be
lot of the
here.
Bijan wanted to play for me if he would have been here still, but there's like I don't know, like, in terms of I haven't looked at the guys who are still available, but like the guys who really want to play here aren't amazing. So,
Yeah, and it's the motivations are going to be huge. So that goes into terms with re-signing
true.
deals and extending contracts and signing free agents. So it's going to be a challenge
Yeah. So, and
for
we're
sure.
even though we have a ton of money right now with our pretty much our complete checkbook open, we still have to be smart with team building. We can't go super high end contracts to players because, you know, we still have to
Yeah,
put 53 guys
it,
out there.
it poses interesting situations. Do you want to pay Jawan Johnson that extra money, for maybe a better player at that position, but then have contract issues down the road when signing other guys? It's like
Right.
what do
So,
you? There's a lot of interesting
maybe
situations
you take a cheaper deal with a guy who wants to be there for maybe
for
multiple
sure.
years. So, we'll
Yeah, it,
see.
it even adds even more variety to this, and I just it's gonna be a very fun setup. But
Yeah.
do you want to move to left tackle?
Yeah, and this is a huge one. This is such a
Wow.
win for the Bengals. Now, in this universe as well, they have not traded for Dexter Lawrence, so they will still have pick 10, but they still bring in a great lineman on the other side of the ball to protect Joe Burrow finally.
Which
And
is a huge signing for the
it's
Bengals.
one of the best linemen you could have ever asked for, and they signed him for 3 years. And you'd have to assume that offense is just going to put up more numbers because he's insane,
Yeah.
insanely good. I also see Ike Ekwonu, former Panther, heading to the Steelers. I like that move for them. Rasheed Walker to the Titans. I think that happened in real life, if I'm not mistaken. I
You
might be
might be right
wrong.
on that.
Kelvin Banks to the Ravens is a really nice signing. He's still young in his second year. Braxton Jones to the Lions.
Yeah, and so yeah, the left tackles here, not the remaining ones aren't great. You of course you have
Ooh,
some Brady
no,
Christensen, Jedrick Willis.
yeah,
It's not great though.
it's not great. It's a lot of mediocre guys. Looking at left guard,
Yep,
I'll just continue the rest of the low line
you got
here.
it.
But Joel Batonio heading to the Jets. They're also bringing in some more help. Damian Lewis to the Texans, finally helping out Stroud. John Simpson to the Ravens, like real life. So it's very nice to see some of these moves still happening. David Edwards back to the Bills. Tevin Jenkins to the Jets as well. Matthew Bergeron to the Dolphins. Austin Corbett to the Raiders. And some other guys that are, decent enough for depth. So, um, and yeah, I mean, looking at who's available at left guard, it's just, not great. I mean, Isaac Seumalo is a nice player for a year. He's also asking for a lot of money. So, I don't know. We'll see. But looking at center, uh, Ryan Newsel. I've never heard of this guy in my life, but he's a decent player. Go to the Seattle again. Another great pickup for the Super Bowl champs. Graham Barton's a big one heading to the Niners, and then some fine names here. Cade Mays is all right heading to the Browns, but nothing super crazy there. At right guard, this is another big one. Another really good O lineman for that O line in the Chargers. They have Joe Alt, they have Rashawn Slater, and now they have Chris Lindstrom. That's an insane line for a 2-year deal there. Yeah, Herbert really should not be getting touched, honestly, this year. He should not be getting sacked. Cesar Ruiz to the Browns. Evan Neal's a Raven. And a couple other pickups. But that Chris Lindstrom one is a big one. And then at right tackle to round out the offense, Luke Gadecki. Interesting, considering they already, I mean, it's an expensive swing tackle. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. Maybe they'll play him at guard or something. 'Cause they already
Yeah, they
have,
have a pretty deep tackle room. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. We'll see. But Braden Smith to the Cardinals is a really nice pickup for them. Talise Fuaga, that's big. Another younger guy for the Niners to pick up, and then a couple other guys. Do you want to talk about the defensive side here?
Yeah, well, let me take care of this defensive line conversation here. Only two guys signed on the left end. Chase Young heading to Tennessee, former Saint, of course. I think that's a very solid signing. And Jalen Walker to the Patriots, which is actually an amazing signing because he's super young, and that's exactly what the
Yeah,
Patriots really
very
wanted was
versatile too.
yeah, young, versatile edge defender. I mean, that's exactly what they wanted. And there's just not much great stuff here. Nick Scorton is still here, who I think is a very, very good player. Honestly, probably the best one that's still here, just in terms of age and such combination. Arnold Lebakady is also pretty solid. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that unfolds. But we'll head over to defensive tackle, where a lot of stuff happens. So yeah,
Yeah,
Derek Brown is a 49er. He's heading to Santa Clara. Vita Vea is a Raider, so that Raider team is just getting really, really good now. Christian Wilkins is still here and has not been. I don't know whatever Christian Wilkins has done, but he's going to the Chargers. Jalen Redmond is a Texan. Don Godshaw is heading to the Packers, and Kalijah Cansey is heading to Jacksonville. There's still some solid defensive tackles here,
a
just
lot of
older, of
vets.
course.
Yeah, Brian
A lot of
Brzee
vets.
is an interesting
Mm.
young prospect,
Yeah,
possibly.
there are like down the list here some younger guys with upside, but no one who's going to really make a big impact in their first year or two. Heading to right edge, holy moly, this is deep, deep right edge free agency class.
It's a mollywopper.
So Joey Bosa is heading to the is mollywopped by how many right ends are going here. Raiders get Joey Bosa. I mean, like the Raiders, you got to watch out for the Raiders. That might be
Yeah.
a Super Bowl contender. I mean, and because they still have their pick. Like, I don't man.
It's yeah. I mean,
Raiders.
if they hit the draft right, this team could absolutely compete. Day
Definitely.
one.
Definitely. And Jalen Phillips heading to the Chargers. Yaya Diaby is heading to the Titans. James Pierce Jr. heading to the Commanders. That's great value right there. Carl Granderson heading to The Ravens, Kwity Paye is heading back to the Colts. I think he was already a Colt. He's
Yes.
heading back. And Bryce Huff heading to the Lions. Yeah, not much else aside from that. It was really the best players. You have
Yeah.
Jacob Martin. You want to go try get Joshua Uche. Maybe you see something there. Joseph Asai. Yeah, not much here.
Not great.
Maybe get Malcolm Kuntz.
The
There you go.
Coons.
Some studs. Sam linebacker. There is some stuff to talk about here. So the Bills do get Jerome Baker. Malcolm Rodriguez is a Dolphin. Willie Gay Jr. is a Commander, and there's a couple other guys. But is there anyone? Balin Spector, Bills legend. Yeah, no one really super important. I think to go over there aside
Not
from
really.
the top two. Mike linebacker, the highest overall player, is still on the board, Bobby Wagner, but I wouldn't say the best player. And actually, maybe he is the best Mike linebacker here. There's not a really strong linebacker
Not really.
free agency here. But so Caden Ellis heading to the Steelers. Levante David is heading to the Broncos. Jacoby Dean's heading to the Chargers. Zaire Franklin is a Seahawk. Cody Barton is a Miami Dolphin. Malik Harrison's a Raider. And Eric Wilson is a Giant. And yeah, there's not much really here. Of course, Bobby Wagner, he's still pretty good. He's still really good, honestly. He's just really, really old. He's a mentor. And yeah, but after that, it gets really, really thin. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams are going to construct their linebacker rooms with such limited talent. But we'll head over to Will linebacker, which might shake some things up. And let's get that train started. So Divine Diablo is a Commander. Ivan Pace Jr. is a New York Giants. Alex Anzalone heading to Denver. Micah McFadden is a Jet. And Drake Thomas is a Detroit Lion. As for the guys who haven't been signed, Alex Singleton stands out. Quincy Williams, Shaq Thompson, Pete Werner, Cole Holcomb, Christian Harris, and then a couple other guys
It's more veterans
down the board.
Really.
More veterans, a little better than Mike linebacker, but still thin. You can tell there's like one player who's like he's going to be good for you for a year or two in Alex Singleton. Then the rest is like middling, at best below end starters or high end backups. Like it's not good. Pretty bad. And do you want to round us out here with the secondary with corner and safety?
And this is where things get more interesting again because we have some great corners in our division prior. But J.C. Horn heading to the Jags to pair up with Travis Hunter. That's a great signing. A.J. Terrell heading to the Niners. I mean, they've been making some good deals, good signings too. They could be a Super Bowl contender with an already elite offense with what they have. They're really building up the defense around Warner and Bosa again. And they're looking really dangerous. Jamel Dean heading to the Jaguars too. Maybe play a little slot corner. Or maybe Travis Hunter goes full-time offense. I doubt that, but that's a crazy trio there in Jacksonville. Zion McCollum to the Jets, Kobe Durant to the Bengals, Mike Jackson, not the dead singer, but the football player, to the Seattle Seahawks, Cordell Flott to the Titans, Jacob Parrish, by the way, 22 years old, heading to the Bengals. That's a nice young piece to bring in for them. Alontae Taylor to the Steelers, Kool-Aid McKinstry, superstar dev, young corner to the Ravens. That's a good pickup for them. Jaquan McMillan to the Steelers. Some other notable ones. I mean, Benjamin Morrison, another young guy, going to the Dolphins there, and Quincy Riley as well to the Dolphins. A lot of really good young and veteran corners here from our division that have been targeted and signed. There's still some all right options. Honestly, Cam Taylor-Britt might be the best player with age, and him and Dax Hill. Both of the Bengals probably best value with their youth and their just overall, I think, that are available still.
True.
But otherwise, it's mostly some vets. Free safety, same deal. There's some really good players here, like Jesse Bates heading to the Eagles. That's an incredible pickup for them. Antoine Winfield going to the Jets. It's another really good pickup for the Jets. They've had some nice signings. Justin Reed heading to the Raiders. Trevon Merrick to the Niners. Again, making some great signings. Nick Cross to the Pats. Jalen Hawkins to the Commanders. Kobe Bryant to the Colts. Jason Pinnock to the Browns. Outside of that, I mean, there's some okay options, some decent guys you might have a couple years out of with Blankenship, Washington, and Cisco, maybe Ronnie Hickman, but, some vets for the most part. Strong safety, Jaquan Brisker heads to the Commanders. They've made a ton of signings, and this is a really nice one too for the Dolphins. A really young secondary they're building there, bringing in Xavier Watts now, who in
Defensive
our
Rookie of the Year in this
in
franchise.
our universe, defensive rookie of the year. But yeah, he's incredible. Great young career ahead of him, and then Amani Hooker to the Titans again, C.J. Gardner Johnson to the Texans again, and then Jabril Peppers to the Bears. Tyke Smith is also another very interesting player here that's still available. He's still young, solid enough overall, and not super expensive, so he could be a hot commodity for our four teams here. Same thing with Jonas Sanker, second year safety. Dane Belton as well is not a bad one, but again, a lot of vets and lower end players. But there's a couple of secondary guys that we're really going to be fighting over, I think. Just to round it out at
Yeah,
kickers and punters, there's one punter taken, and that's Matthew Hayball to the Bears. So now that takes us to who is available for the spots we missed as well. Taylor Moton is a big one. J.K. Dobbins, DJ Reader, some kickers. Chris Godwin, as you mentioned earlier. Robert Hunt. There's some older guys here, but yeah, like I said, I think the guys that I mentioned that were the younger secondary guys were the most intriguing prospects available here in free agency.
for sure.
A lot of the other players are, you know, they're veterans. You might be able to get 2 or 3 at most years out of them to play decent football while we're building up our rosters, which we're gonna have to do anyways. We're gonna need some guys that are just gonna be placeholders, bridge guys, till we can
Yeah.
fill the void with better players. But other than that, I guess we can just start. We can
Let's start. So
start.
do you want to go position by position? We can of course we are kind of against each other in this, but also
We
maybe
are.
just talk about what your thought process is at least, and yeah,
Um,
break down some
sure. I mean,
things.
do we want to do that, or do we want to come back with our full first initial things after doing a cut and then
Uh,
go?
no, let's do that. Let's do that. Sure. There we go. Okay.
Okay. So I will say I've signed, I think, everybody because my cap room's. Well, actually, that's not true. Yes, no, I've signed. Everyone has been signed that I've been targeting.
I don't think that's true. I think you weren't you going after Cam Taylor Britt?
Well, he was signed then to somewhere else. I mean,
You said yeah, you signed here. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
there you go. I mean, do you want to? I'll talk about my signings first, real quick.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So quarterback situation. Or maybe, or do you want to go back and forth based on position? Let's do that instead.
Sure. Let's do that. I like that more.
So, to start, the Renegades bring in Josh Dobbs on a 1 year deal and Brady Cook on a 2 year deal to be our starting quarterback room for now. Running back, we bring in a nice trio here. I'm really happy about these guys. Tyler Algier is going to be our lead back for 2 years. Kendre Miller, a younger guy, 3 year deal. I like the pick up too. Feels kind of a similar role that Algier plays, but younger. And then Trevor Etienne plays that more receiving back role. 22 years old, 2 year deal. I like that a lot too. Fullback, we bring in Patrick Ricard. He's cheap, 2 year deal. He's going to fit well in this offense. Receiver, we brought in a lot of players I like. Four young receivers in Xavier Leggett, Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson, and Malachi Corley, all in multi-year deals, and then bringing in the mentor Tyler Lockett to hopefully help them develop for this year. And that is the receiver room. I'm completely blowing past what we were saying we were going to do. Sorry. Go back to quarterback for you. I'm
I was
just
going
too
to say
excited.
something, but I felt bad. I felt bad. Okay, so I'll go over my quarterback, running back, and non-existent fullback and receiver. So quarterback, I think we had similar ideas because I went with
Yeah.
Geno Smith, who
Okay.
has the mentor tag, of course, and of course quarterback 2 is going to be Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna we'll see how the quarterbacks shake out. I think Howell will end up
Yeah.
maybe being the starter. But Geno Smith will be the mentor.
Yeah.
Running back, I also
Real quick,
I got
I wanna just say,
sure.
I want to just
Sure.
at least look at notable other signings from the other teams, the two teams.
Oh yeah,
Daniel
yeah, yeah.
Jones is a battle hawk for a
Ooh,
3 year deal,
okay.
so he's going to be there for a while. We'll see how that works out. And they don't have a first round pick, so I think they're already looking to be bad. And then the Kings do an unthinkable thing and pay both Michael Penix and Malik Willis 3 year deals. Although
I guess they have a quarterback battle.
Penix is definitely their guy that they're paying to be their starter, though, and Malik Willis is the backup.
Okay.
So that's interesting. But yeah, let's look at your running backs here.
For running backs, we went with Kamani Vidal, who I really
Okay.
like. 25 years old. I got him a 4-year contract, and also grabbed Jerome Ford. Two similar
Okay.
running backs, and I just think that I like having a good floor at running back.
Sure.
No matter what's going to happen here, he's also here for 3 years.
Cool.
What are the rest of the league doing with
Yeah.
the
So
running backs? So I guess our division.
the Kings, I think, are making more of a win now attempt, I guess, with J.K. Dobbins coming in here, 3-year deal.
Okay.
And we see Najee Harris head to the Battlehawks with Daniel Jones. Nick Chubb
Okay.
also a nice duo with J.K. Dobbins there in Louisville. Isaiah Pacheco, similar running back to Najee, just really, yeah, yeah, I don't know, but he's gonna go to Battlehawks too. I'm not liking what the Battlehawks are doing for them, but that's fine because we're competing with them. Did you bring in a fullback?
No.
Well, I will say the Kings did bring in one, Jack Westover, and Derek Parrish
There you
is a
go.
Battlehawk. Let's talk about
There you
receivers.
go. Receivers, okay. I did not invest much. I saw money getting thrown around. I saw contracts. I was like, I don't know. I thought that was going to be a money pit. So I went ahead and grabbed Jahan Dotson. That's
Fair,
the highest wide receiver he gets, 74 overall.
fair.
Also grabbed Nicole Hardman and Laviska Chenault Jr.
Okay,
So just kind of middling 74, 73 overall
not
guys.
bad.
Yeah. What do
Not
you
bad.
what's for on the list?
I will say just a top name, not to one of our teams though. Chris Godwin does find a home in Tennessee. That's a nice pickup for them.
There
Um,
you go.
but in terms of our division, Ryan Flournoy gets his chance at receiver one in St. Louis, and we also
Nice.
see um, Traylon Burks going to the Kings, and Gabe
Okay.
Davis going to the Battlehawks, and then Bryce Ford Wheaton heading to the Kings. Tight ends. I guess I can start talking about my tight ends again, then we'll go to you finally.
Yeah.
So I just brought in two so far. I'm probably going to sign another one here in the next two evals, but I brought in Colby Parkinson as my tight end one for 2 years. And then Mitchell Evans is a nice, solid young guy as well for 2 years. Who'd you bring in?
So I'm going with the Miami Dolphins offense. They don't really utilize tight ends. So I grabbed one so far, Daniel Bellinger on a
I
3-year
knew you were
contract.
going to go after him.
And I had to go get my GOAT.
I stopped
Yeah.
going after him. I was looking at it and I was like, nah.
Yeah, I put a little bit of money in there. What's going on with the rest of the league?
So Jawan Johnson finds a home with the Kings. Again, kind of feeling that win
Okay.
now mode. It feels like they're trying to win the division, which they probably will with who they have right now. Noah Fant heads to the Battlehawks along with John Fitzpatrick, and then Thomas Odukoya, who's
There you go.
something, goes to the Kings. Looking at left tackle, I brought in Jedrick Wills, star dev, still 27 years old. Brought him for a 3-year deal, hoping he can just be the bridge left tackle while we get the rest of the line figured out. And then just brought in a backup,
Fair.
Ryan Van DeMark, you know as a Bills fan. I think you
Yeah.
should know.
Yeah, backup tackle.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
1-year deal. How about you?
Left tackle, I only got Olisai Mecca Udo, 67 overall. He's 2-year
Nice.
contract. Yeah, he's a bridge guy as well.
It's fair.
Didn't want to spend too much money there because even those low end tackles, they can still ask for
Yeah.
some cash. And I was like, I'm good. I'm good.
Absolutely, especially for teams like us who are needy.
Yeah.
The Battlehawks bring in Brady Christensen, who's the best left tackle available, and Max Mitchell also goes there as a backup. And the Kings bring in Yadni Kajust, who's not very good. Looking at left guard, I brought in Isaac Seumalo. I know it's one of the big names left, and he's expensive, but it's a 1-year deal, giving him $12.4 million. I figured, hey, let's just try to get this offense as good as possible with these young guys, and hopefully maybe we can develop some of these guys and just have a nice line for year one and then work on it later. That's my thought.
Okay.
And I also brought in his backup, Satoa Lamia, who's a younger guy. I don't think he's going to develop into anything, but he could maybe be a bridge guy for a year or two. How about you?
Grabbed Jarrett Kingston at left guard. Only one left guard here. Got him on a 3-year contract, 67 overall, 26 years old. Yep, another bridge guy. Maybe he's young and he could develop okay, but yeah, just a lot of bridge guys. I notice you're going a little more like you're getting a couple of guys who might stick around.
Yeah,
Not sure about many of my players so far, but
it's fair.
that's kind of the name of the game.
Yeah, I mean, different strategies for sure. I will say my strategy going in was get some young guys in every room possible, and if there's mentors available, get them so that they have a time to get that progression, and then
Mm,
go from there and see how those guys progress, and then fill the needs later accordingly.
for sure.
What was your strategy going in?
My strategy really was just kind of getting guys who are going to just stave off some issues. The draft is going to be a big part of this, of course, for that first pick. Get some young guys was upside, but ultimately, I'm okay with this team not being too great for the first year. I kind of just want to get guys on the roster and then see what is going to be available next year. And it's a marathon, not a race. So
That's
that was
I
my perspective.
believe that is fair. Um, Ben Powers goes to the Battlehawks. It's a decent pickup for them, 1 year deal. Robert Jones goes to the Kings, and the Kings also bring in D'Artagnan Tinsley. It sounds like a D&D character.
I believe that guy is in Stranger Things. Don't they call like the little Demogorgon thing D'Artagnan?
I don't
I
remember,
think that's what
brother.
they call.
But anyways, looking at
Okay.
center, I do bring in a good player. Well, as good as I could get. Nick Gates, 70 overall, just a vet 1 year deal. And then also one thing that we came across here that's been a glitch, I believe, in Madden is these players with the faces of some older players, probably from Mutt. But I bring in for a 2 year deal. He's getting $2 million in total. Gus Hartwig. He's 24 years old. He's 58 overall. He is the future.
Jesus Christ. Oh God.
Who did you bring in at center?
I actually kind of made more of a move here. I got a 3-year
Ooh,
contract on Jordan Meredith,
it's a big
72
one.
overall, and I think he definitely will outlive most of this. Most of my players. Honestly, he's solid. I think he'll hold over at center for at least a season or two. I'm glad getting Jordan Meredith for the value I got him with.
Fair, fair. Will Clapp, legendary name, heads to the Battlehawks for a year. Gerard Huford, who has the face of Casey Hampton, Steelers legend. D-Tack won those 2 Super Bowls in the 2000s. Um, so that's fun. And then also they bring Cameron Tom, and then the Battlehawks also bring in Mose Vavao, or Vaveo maybe is probably how it's pronounced, but interesting. Right guard, I brought in another big money one. This one is more of a guy to fill in as a true guy to stand into this line here. Cody Mock, headed here,
Wow.
78 overall, 27-year-old, giving him close to a little under 7 mil a year. Not terrible. And then I also brought in again another one of those guys with the old faces, Tyler Cooper, 25-year-old, same deal, 2 years, 2 million for the whole contract. So 64 overall. He is the future. How about
There
you?
you go. So I actually grabbed two right guards.
Hmm.
So I figured we'd be flexible here. So Cole Strange, I like the upside here.
I
Started as 28 years
I
old.
figured you were
I
gonna
like,
go after him.
he's solid. Again, he's
Yeah.
fitting that bill of like he's gonna be cheap enough, but he also has a little bit of upside. He's solid overall. He'll hold over. Same with the Jordan Meredith situation. I also grabbed TJ Bass,
Mm,
who's right around that same kind of situation here, and he's solid. 69 overall, which is solid. Got him on 2-year deal for pretty cheap, and I'm pretty happy with that.
fair enough. Daniel Falele does head to the Kings, along with Will Hernandez. And then the Battlehawks have not signed a right guard yet, so we'll have to see if they do anything there. A right tackle, I brought in another veteran. Again, kind of the same theme with my O-line, just building that up. Caleb McGarry for a 2-year deal. I spent a lot of money on this O-line to be just decent enough.
Yeah, I
80
can tell.
overall, 31 years old, 2-year deal. But I did bring in Jason Ivey with a face of a player I don't recognize off the top of my head, from the 2000s, I believe. Jason Ivey, 25-year-old, 60 overall, 2-year deal. He's the future. How about you?
Sure. I went in and grabbed another. Really, a lot of these O linemen are fitting the same bill. Jalen Moore,
He's a
71 overall,
he's a
28 years
starter
old.
in real life.
He's a he's a starter. He's gonna play ball for us, I'm sure. And it's gonna be interesting to see how that this offensive line shakes out. But let's take a look at the rest of the division.
Yeah, so we have a couple names here. Jalen Duncan heads to the Kings. Benjamin Chikwuma heads to the Battlehawks. Jackson Barton, who looks fucking insane. If you see his face, he's like a really
I
big
got a
head but
trailer.
super small facial features. Um,
I gotta find. What's his name?
Jackson Barton,
He's
he's the second from the bottom.
Jackson Hart.
heads
Okay.
to the Kings,
Okay.
and then Matt
There you
Nelson
go.
heads to the Battlehawks. Moving
There
to
you go.
defense, I think this is probably my longest contract for that. I truly believe this guy could be around for. Nick Scorton,
Yeah.
5-year deal. Uh, I believe in this guy. I'm gonna really back him as my guy here, and hope that he can develop into being my edge rusher of the future. That's all I brought in so far. I did try to target Jadeveon Clowney, who got picked up by the Kings. They were really gunning for him because he has a mentor. I was really hoping that would be a nice pairing, but
Fair.
they get him. How about you, though?
So I'm gonna be honest. I invested more in my defense than on my offense. So I left edge starting out with nothing too flashy, but Joe Tryon Shalinka, 74 overall, 27 years old. I think he could be pretty solid. He has some upside. He wanted to play here. So honestly, what I went for was guys who wanted to play here that I could get on okay contracts. That yeah, real. I was really sorting by interest. I did not want to spend a lot of money on a guy who didn't want to play here. So that interest definitely played a big part of it. But what about the rest of the league or
Um,
the division
yes.
specifically?
So, like I said, Jadeveon Clowney did get picked up. Also, just want to note Arnold Ebiketie heads to the Browns. That was a guy I was looking into, but decided against. Former Steeler DeMarvin Leal heads to the Kings. Teron Jackson heads to the Battlehawks. And that is it for the left edge. Looking at D tackle, I really was wishing there was a mentor in this spot because I knew what I wanted to do, and that was sign young guys. Brian Brzee and Ruka Rororo, both 3-year deals. Hopefully going to be my future D tackles of the future here, along with Zach Pickens. Decent
There you go.
1-year guy. How about you?
So I actually probably my biggest investment here so far of grabbing D tackles. I started off getting Tyre Tart, the highest overall player to this point, 77 overall, 29 years old. Pretty solid, just defensive tackle. Also got Fulo, Jesus,
Lorenzo
Fulo
Fatukasi.
Runzo. There you go. You're killing it. Yeah, he got him on a quick deal as well, along with Justin Jones. Got him on a 2-year contract, and a player I really like for maybe some development depth reasons. Cam Jackson grabbed him on a 2-year contract as well. So yeah, definitely wanted to make sure this interior would be sound and at least not a weak point of this team comparatively in
Fair.
a 3-4 defense.
And there was some solid options to kind of fill it up with decent enough players. So fair. Fair to make those moves. Excuse me, as a burp tries to creep out there. We're not letting that shit happen. Tershawn Wharton heads to the Battlehawks, and we also see Zach Harrison go to the Kings, along with Brandon Dorless, former teammates. I can't remember. The Kings weren't the Falcons, so I was going to say they head back there, but they don't. Jacqueline Roy heading to the Battlehawks. And that is it for D tackle. Looking at linebacker, right edge. Forgot about that. I also really like this move. This is more what I wanted out of the left side, but the right side works out well too. Bring in Preston Smith as the veteran mentor, 1-year deal, and have Chris Braswell, who's a 73-year-old, 73 overall, not year old, 24-year-old, 3-year deal edge rusher, and I'm hoping that he can also develop well under Preston Smith. And that's my edge group. How about you?
Fair. I got a plug and play guy for 2 years, Joshua Uche, 27 years old, 75 overall. Very solid. I mean, I'm honestly didn't go too crazy at edge here, as you can tell so far. Just got some guys who could hold over.
That's fair. And then looking at the rest of the teams here, Marcus Davenport goes to the Kings. Kingsley Anagbare heads to the Battlehawks. And then Janarius Robinson heads to the Kings, and Kier Thomas heads to the Battlehawks. Let's look at the linebackers. Now, this is what I was about to say, is that these were kind of a weaker spot, just as a whole.
Yeah.
So really just a lot of Grizz players to pick from. I just brought in Sion Taki for Sam linebacker. That's probably going to be the only one I bring in.
I did not bring in the Sam linebacker
Fair.
because I play 3-4. I was like, don't really need that.
Yeah, I'm in a 4-3, so I will definitely need one, and he's the best one available, so I figured, sure, because none of them really move the needle in any way with their age or with their overall.
Fair.
The Kings brought in Delshawn Phillips, and then Chaz Surratt is a Battlehawk, so that's really it there. Looking at Mike, I make another big splash here, bring in Bobby Wagner. Uh,
Wow.
and this is the problem, right? This is where I really wanted linebacker to have better young guys. It was kind of the opposite problem with
Hmm.
having the mentor tag available. Um, because I really wanted to have some young guys to develop under Bobby Wagner with his mentor. But I do bring in Jamin Davis, former first round pick, for a 2 year deal, and then also Jalen Walker, who's the 23-year-old. He's the youngest guy available, 3 year deal. He's 63 overall. In Madden, he would be insane to use because he has
Yeah, he's
92 speed.
92 speed. Yeah.
But I'm hoping maybe under this year he can magically develop with Bobby Wagner to be good enough to be a starter next year, full time.
Fair.
How
Fair.
about you?
So yeah, I saw the thin linebacker situation. I didn't feel like forking the money over for Bobby. So I and ultimately I like the move for you, but I personally, again, with the philosophy I was going for, I didn't really do that with an exception we'll talk about soon. But
Mm-hmm.
I just grabbed Chris Barnes, 70 overall, 828 years old. Just again holding over. I didn't put all my chips in like really in any situation at all. Nor did I see a big way to. I can't fucking speak. We're having an aneurysm. It's 12 a.m. But
No,
I
it's
didn't
not.
see really a way. I didn't see liar.
It's
Uh,
12:03.
I didn't see a path to getting a good mic aside from, of course, Wagner. There's a couple guys there, but just
Yeah.
nothing I was interested in. So I grabbed the best guy I liked there. But let's take a look at the rest of the division.
Yeah. I mean, very fair. Jawan Bentley, kind of same deal for the Kings. Kind of went with a 1 year older guy, but he's fine enough for them. And let's see the Battlehawks bring in Brian Asamoah the second and Jacoby Windman. And Giangelo Malone heads to the Kings as well. Looking at Will linebacker, I also decided to, not fork up a ton of money, but bring in two solid Texans here. EJ Speed as the vet, and then Christian Harris as the younger guy for a 2 year deal. How about you?
Sure. I went ahead and grabbed Christian Roseboom, who wanted to play here, so I gave him a 2 year contract. He'll hold over, and also got Raquan McMillan, who's a bit of a veteran,
Mm,
just kind of a guy who's gonna help us
Madden,
out with some
former Madden
depth.
legend.
Madden legend, yeah.
Very fair. I will say some interesting ones for our division here. Servotia Dennis heads to the Battlehawks. That one was one I was kind of interested in, but I kind of forgot about him after I looked back again. Um, Jamal Adams, another interesting one, heading to the Kings.
There you
Um,
go.
and also Jordan Colbert. I'm not sure which one. Probably Colbert to the Battlehawks, and then Ezekiel Turner, who is going to head to the Kings. Now, this is where things get really interesting because corner was still the strongest part of this free agency, even with all
Hmm.
those good ones gone. I signed 4 guys, and I'm very content with
Okay.
these guys being the 4 to start with, and then bringing in another guy as purely as a special teamer backup. Signed Shadobia Wuzie. I got him on a 2 year deal, maybe hoping he gets mentor tag next year. Crossing my fingers, that would be great. But if not, either way, I still bring in Dax Hill, Chow Smith Wade, and Billy Bowman Jr. all on long contracts. 4 years for Dax Hill, 3 years for Smith Wade and Bowman Jr. And I'm really hoping
Sure.
these young guys can develop here, so I don't have to focus on corner for a while. But how about you?
For sure. So this is where my biggest spending. I grabbed Cam Taylor Britt. I thought he was like, I mean, he's really young, a lot of upside. He did not want to play here, but I was like, okay, at this point, like, I just really am a believer in having a good secondary against all those receivers in the league. So I went ahead and grabbed Cam Taylor Britt, who I think has a lot of upside. Got him on a 5 year contract. Hopefully he can play long term. And I also grabbed Jair
Mm,
Alexander on a 2 year contract because I just wanted a really nice, a compare not really nice, but a
solid.
comparatively really nice duo
Yeah.
in the secondary. And I've not grabbed anyone else yet. Of course, I will, but
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure I get these 2 locked down.
Fair enough. And I will say, you said Cam Taylor Britt didn't want to play for you at all.
Yeah,
That is brutal because he wanted to play for me a lot. So you're lucky I decided to pretty much let you have the potential to get him, and you paid
I
enough
flipped a
money.
lot of money over.
You did.
I put the money
It
down.
was probably good for you to do that because he had a ton of interest for whatever reason to play here. Uh, but looking at the rest of the league, Gotta sort through here and see if anyone actually did go. Martin Emerson, I did look at. He goes to the Battlehawks for a 2-year deal. Um, Kyrie Elam also heading to the Battlehawks, and only one corner signed for the Kings, and Kobe Minor, 1-year deal. He's not very good, so their secondary might be poop from a butt, but we'll see. At free safety, I signed. My safety room is going to be crazy. Andre Cisco, who 2-year deal, pretty cheap for what he is, which is 77 overall star dev, 26-year-old, who also kind of wanted to play here. Also brought in Ronnie Hickman on a 3-year deal. He's 24 years old. And then brought in Keandre Jackson on a 2-year deal.
Oh yeah. I tried to get him, but yeah, there was competition there. Couldn't get him.
There was. And who did you bring in, if anybody?
I only brought in John Johnson the third. I'm safe to say you had a better free agency class than I did. Probably the best one out of the division, at least in terms of just talent right now.
Yeah, but obviously different
I
strategies gonna change
different strategies. Yeah, and
everything too.
I'm content with just getting a veteran for 2 seasons and sitting back. But what about the rest of the league or the
Well,
division? I got to
yes,
switch.
yeah, you got to learn what to say, brother. Justin
Yeah.
Simmons finds a home in St. Louis. Does not retire. Jordan Howden heads to the Kings, and we see Miles Kilber head to the Kings as well. And JJ Roberts is the backup to Justin Simmons there in St. Louis.
There you go.
Looking at strong safety, I also pretty much just said, "Hey, look, man, we're gonna get all these young fucking stars here in my secondary. Get both Tyke Smith and Jonas Sanker on 4 and 5-year
Wow.
deals respectively."
Good
Do I
lord.
really know what I'm gonna do with them yet? No, but they're both here, and I have big hopes for both of them to be good players here. Also cheap contracts, so it's not like that much of a commitment with those long deals. Like they're quite cheap. So,
Fair.
how about you? You bring anyone in?
I went. You said cheap. I went cheaper. I went Rayshon Jenkins, a veteran, another 2-year contract. He might even fucking retire, or I might cut him. You know, just again, just a holdover. Really, I had
Yeah.
I have a plan.
Uh-oh.
I have a plan. I promise.
Yeah. You turn into a robot for a second there, but it's okay.
Oh,
Heard your thing for the most part, though. But the Kings bring in Julian Blackman. It was one of their higher signings, 78 overall, 3-year deal. And then AJ Finley headed to the Battlehawks, who's not very good. Now, did you sign any special teamers? Because I did.
I did not.
Okay, well, I'll just go through those real quick. Here is the hefty contract I was telling you about. Charlie Smith, 25-year-old, 77 overall, 96 kick power, 86 accuracy, 7-year deal here. I'm keeping him long term. I'm like, dude, this guy looks solid, like for what he
Sure.
is. He's cheap enough. I'm gonna hold it. Like, I'll pay him $3 million a year to stay on my roster for 7 years. Fuck it. Why
Fair
not?
enough.
I wonder if Brian Fitzgerald and Cade York both find homes in the Kings and Battlehawks, respectively. And then at punter, I brought in Ryan Wright for a lesser deal, 4 years, but he's 26, so should be good enough for him to stay. Bradley Pinion heads to the Kings. Matt Hack goes to the Battlehawks. And then at long snapper, I just brought in the youngest one. Didn't really care the overall. He's a 58 overall, 1-year deal. Evan Deckers. Zach Wood, though, the best one pretty much available to the Kings for a 1-year deal, and Chris Stoll to the Battlehawks for a 1-year deal. All right, here we are, and Eval 2 has happened. I only attempted 4 more sign-ins. I guess honestly, if you want, you can just run through your guys. After
I'll go through them real quick.
Well, let me
Oh,
let me
good, good.
let me do mine first because I only have a couple maybe that got signed.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
I have to even see if they did get signed. I think probably. So, real quick, I brought in tight end 3 CJ Dupree. Shout out to my third tight end in Sam's franchise for a 2-year deal. Just got to get my third tight end in there. Looking at left edge, my backup is going to be Quincy Roach, former Steeler, 2-year deal. As a backup, also brought in Jay Tufele, who is another just backup 2-year deal. Excuse me, I'm getting burpy. And then the last player I brought in was a corner, Jeff Okuda, former top 5 pick, but he's going to be a 1-year deal here for my 5th DB, my 5th corner. And that is all the guys I brought in. But I know you brought in a ton, so go ahead and talk about
I
it.
did. So let's start. Colton McKivitz is a Birmingham Stallion. He's 81 overall, 30 years old, second best player who's probably going to be on our roster. I saw the opportunity. My tackle situation isn't great. I was like, you know what? Let me go get a guy. So Colt McKivitz is the guy for 2 years. He'll be a starter for sure. Reed Blankenship, also a huge one. I saw he was still chilling. No one was
Yeah,
really offering him, so I slipped in there, got him on a 4-year contract.
there you
I
go.
was cosplaying the Vulture, and it worked out. So two big signings there for Birmingham. Let me see who else is new. Guess we just go. I know this one should be new. Yeah, backup tight end Brevin Jordan, 68 overall. So I was like, yeah, just rounding it out there. Andre Dillard at left tackle, just another guy. We're just gonna kind of filling up the roster here. Um, and got a backup edge, James Houston the fourth at left end, and then right end we got Bud Dupree to be the backup. On that side, I got Troy Dye, who is just a good rotational backer piece. I feel like got a cornerback 3, Tre'Davious White, Bills
Mm-hmm.
legend. Um, yeah. And is there anything else? We also grabbed Jamie Robinson on a 4-year contract, pretty cheap. 68 overall, 25 years old. Maybe he develops into something decent. Also grabbed my special teamers, Chase McLaughlin for 2 years and Jordan Stout for 3 years.
Fair enough. No long snapper.
Oh, I do need to sign. I don't even think no, there are some available. Actually, I'm going to do that real fast. I
Yeah,
forgot that's a
probably
position
should do that.
in
There's
this
there's
game.
5 here. Yeah, it's not like a great list to choose from by any means. So, but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
so how many more signings do you think, other than the long snapper, you think you'll make here?
I think I'm good. I think I'm actually set. I've gotten my guys, and I can of course sign guys. We can sign guys after the draft, of course.
Sure.
But I think pre-draft, I'm pretty fine with what we have.
Yeah, I'm
Just gonna hit.
I'm just gonna just quickly look, just see if there's any, for some reason, guys that pop off the page of I need this guy on my team now. But I really don't think there is. I think I'm good to just eval one more time,
Okay,
just to give the CPUs and then get your long snapper probably, and then head
sure.
to the draft stuff.
Let's do it.
All right. Do you get your long snapper?
Nope, he got sniped. I'm kidding. Yeah, he's here.
Oh, let's imagine. Imagine.
The Battlehawks 7-year contract for my long snapper.
Tragic.
No.
Alrighty. So that is going to be our free agency there. Obviously, pretty interesting strategies from all of us. All of us, I mean, all 4 of the teams. The Battlehawks are going to be an interesting one. They also, by the way, Najee Harris and Daniel Jones are both hurt. Oh my God, Najee has an Achilles tear. He's out for 29 to 35 weeks. Same thing with Daniel Jones. So we'll see if they even come back in time to start the season.
Yeah, the
And Brady
Jair Alexander,
Christensen.
Jair Alexander and Cam Taylor-Britt are injured, but they'll be back for next season. It's just funny because I was
Yeah.
so confused. Trey White's
Holy
cornerback
shit.
1 alongside Breed. What's
The
up?
the
I don't
Battlehawks
know.
have like at least a third of their players are injured right now, and I don't know how long they're going to be out for. That's
That's fucking
interesting.
funny.
But looking at they also definitely did not sign a ton of guys. The Kings, um, also signed a couple guys, but nothing super crazy. But obviously, some of them are also still not supposed to be on the roster yet, or at all. But
Yeah.
yeah. So we'll come back here, and we will what will we do after this, Voodoo? We will talk about. We'll have mock drafts.
You will have mock drafts ready for you and a draft presentation, and you'll get to see
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. So we will jump right into that. All right, and here we are, draft week. We have made our mocks. Some of us a little bit more into it than others. I kind of just went with mock 2, but that was a little outdated because that was pre-free agency. Voodoo got a little spicy.
I got
So
a little spicy, so yeah, we'll see.
we'll see. But there's gonna be some interesting stories here with some of these players going to places that we wouldn't expect, especially Mendoza. Where is he gonna fall to? Um, because Raiders just brought in Baker Mayfield. I mean, there's the story on the right saying he's the top pick in almost every draft board tonight. I don't think so. I don't think he's going there.
That would be an interesting decision. It'd be probably worse than the Kirk Cousins Falcons. I mean, by far,
Yeah,
really. I
I
mean, you
mean,
pick first overall, you pick a quarterback, and you already signed this other guy to this
3-year
big
deal.
contract. I just don't
Yeah,
see it. I don't
yeah.
see it.
I don't see it either. But hey, maybe they're like this. You're gonna learn under Baker for these 2 or 3 years. We'll go from there. Now we already have it paused. Do you have a skip ahead button?
I do.
I don't know why. Oh, because you're the guy. So I don't. I forgot this is your technical franchise.
Yeah.
So, do you want to just talk about who we think they're going to take here? I guess.
Yeah. What do you think?
Arvo Reese.
I'm exact same. I think he's the best athlete in this draft. I mean, in real life, obviously, this is the real life class. I think it's. I mean, there's a lot of good athletes. Arvell Reese has to be one of the best ones. I mean, you could make an argument for maybe Downs or Sonny Styles for sure, but
Yeah.
I really like Arvell Reese's upside.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. And it
Yep.
is.
Arvell Reese to the Raiders. I think that's a good pickup for them. I mean, that's a team we saw them making so many moves, getting a stud athlete. I think they're going to really like what they get there. But pick two, we'll talk about the Jets. Well, I mean, maybe, give us why
Yeah.
maybe Mendoza won't land here. Maybe why what do you think?
I'd be shocked if he goes here because they brought in Bryce Young on a 3-year contract. He's still 25.
Yeah.
I don't see him going here. I think this is just gonna be a defensive player, and I just went with Sonny Styles. I think he might be the highest rated player that's not offensive player, and I think they're gonna go that route.
It's fair. I went the exact same way. I was like technically two linebackers off the board. Of course, Reese is projected as an edge, but Sonny Styles is a true off-ball linebacker, and he's a dog. I mean, he's probably is the best athlete in the draft. Of course, he's a true off-ball linebacker. Sorry, that was
Buddy.
a perfect excitement
Unprofessional.
for this draft. Apologies. Yeah, I also have Sonny Styles going at 2, and let's see what they do.
Oh, and
Nope, they go David Bailey. They do what they did in real life. They want David Bailey. So they go with him. I mean, I get it. They need D line. They need a stud off the edge.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I mean,
damn.
here's the thing. I don't hate this as much as the real life one because one, Arvell Reese isn't on the board, and two, I think they put together a better team to actually compete. So Bailey makes more sense, but
I agree.
we will see. But yeah, so we're both wrong there. But this is where I think the Mendoza train could start. So I have him going here because I'm just gonna take a quick pit stop at the Cardinals roster, if I could speak. They only have Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett. I think this is a great spot to not have to start right away. Year of Kyler with the mentor tag Brissett, and he can be the starter next year. That's who I have.
I agree wholeheartedly. Mendoza might even be a first-year starter if he's good enough. Maybe he starts midway through the season. But I like Mendoza here, and let's see if the Cardinals agree at pick number 3.
Wow,
it is Fernando Mendoza. We were right. That's not. I wasn't in mock 2, baby. We just balled that. We free balled that one.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? We've been 3 for 3 on the same ideas, but only 2 correct out of the 3. It's not bad. This is where things get a little bit different here.
Who do you have at 4 here?
I just went with the mock 2. I think Ruben Bain is probably just the best player edge rusher wise, and I think they're going to go that route.
Fair. I went with Carnell Tate. Not Jordan Tyson. Jesus.
Real life.
Carnell Tate, I think, is the best receiver in this class. And I think you're just getting an absolute athlete at receiver. Though I could definitely see Ruben Bain coming here at 4. I guess we're just going to have to see. Let's see who it ends up being. And it is Sonny Styles. And that makes sense. The fact that he got to this point, because I had him, of course, we both had him off the board at 2.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think
makes a lot of sense.
Good player.
So now at 5, I will say right now, this board has fallen, I think, very interestingly for the Giants. I had them taking Ruben Bain. I know they have a great edge, but this was a bit of a Maddenism. I felt like maybe Bain's gonna fall here, and the Giants are just gonna take him and just deal with it. But even though I don't think it's the right move necessarily, but yeah, what do you think?
I went with them taking Carnell Tate here. I think that was in the mock, but I also just feel like with Wando Robinson gone, they don't really have a receiver 2 to my knowledge. I didn't look, but I think it's just neighbors. So I think this would be a good spot for Tate.
I think it would be too. It'd definitely be better than Ruben Bain here at 5, but we'll see what the Giants think.
There he is.
They do go Carnell Tate. I like that pick for them, and that's a good call at 5. So they get a very good value player there. And at 6, I'll just kind of keep this going here, and then you can get the next one first. I think Mekhi Lemon is going to go here to Cleveland. I think they just need some kind of spark there on offense. You could go Ty Simpson here. I think there's an outside chance, but I think they're gonna just get a guy for maybe Shador or whoever they decide to start
Tyler Shuck.
as as a Tyler. Oh yeah, no, they got Tyler Shuck. You're right. You're so right. Tyler Shuck. I don't even think they were really in contention for Ty
Shuck
Simpson.
season.
Completely forgot about that move.
I mean, they could be. Knowing the
Uh,
Browns, they very well could be.
they could be. They
No,
could be. What do you
I'm
think?
with you. Sticking with the mock 2 there. I think they need receiver, and this is probably best one to take here.
Fair enough. Ruben Bain's also in play, I think, as well, especially because he
Possibly.
fell. But we'll see. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have to
Yeah, it's you, buddy.
go.
Wow,
It
there
is
he
me. It
is.
is Ruben Bain. It is Ruben Bain. Yeah, I think he fell. It
Yeah.
makes sense that they're going to get this guy. They also have a pick at 24. There's definitely going to, I think, be some receivers at 24 for them
Absolutely.
to take.
Absolutely.
So at 6, getting a really good edge defender, I don't mind it at all. But who
Yeah.
do you have taking? Who do you have at 7 for the Washington Commanders?
I have Delane, who was Mansour Delane, who is the chalk pick with the mock, but I think I'm gonna stick with it even with Lemon on the board because they did bring in a lot of receivers with Olave and Wandale, and they have Terry McLaurin, so I think it'd be just stupid for them to bring in Mekhi Lemon. So I'm gonna stick with Delane, I think.
Okay. I know they picked up Chuba Hubbard. I went with Jeremiah Love. I told
Fair
you I'm
enough.
getting spicy.
Hey,
I'm getting spicy.
I think that would be a good spot for him. That offense would be really nice. I don't think they're gonna do it just because he wasn't on the mock 2. I don't know if he'll go as high as 7 in
Fair
Madden,
enough.
but maybe I would not mind seeing that.
We'll see. And pick 7 is going to be Mansour Delane. Okay.
So now you're up, and you have a ton of great players on the board. I'm very interested to see who you take here because there's some great.
I know who I'm taking already.
Oh, you're running.
Who do you think
it
is though? Talk it through.
Well, here's who I thought you were gonna take. I thought you're the type of guy who wants to build through the trenches, and my thought was best lineman available, Francis Mauigoa. But based on who's available, I could see you totally going out and getting Mekhi Lemon or Jeremiah Love. It's one of those two. I think you actually will take.
Okay. Well,
who did you think you were gonna get at this spot?
I thought the player I wanted was going to be off the board.
Okay. So you're going to take
I mentioned it, the position group, and I'm going to take him here. But I initially I was going to get Caleb Downs. I think he's a great athlete, fills that safety position, up and down player, just going to instantly plug in and play, be an instant starter, amazing stud. But now, with the 8th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, Birmingham Stallions select Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah,
mean, it's a top 5 player. Falls to you. This receiver room is poop. I was gonna draft a receiver maybe in round 2 because I didn't think these top guys were gonna make it, but Mekhi did. So Mekhi Lemon is a Birmingham Stallion.
Yeah,
I think it's a huge pick.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame that thought process. He's gonna be your receiver 1 and probably your best offensive player right off the bat.
For sure.
Moving to the Chiefs.
Yeah, so I did have Mansour Delane going here. Didn't think he was going to go to Washington, but he does end up getting taken there. So this is up in the air for me. But what did you have?
I had them going David Bailey like the mock did, but he went to 2. So I have no idea where they're going to go here. Honestly, this could be Caleb
Jeremiah
Downs.
Love.
Could be maybe Jeremiah Love. No Kenneth Walker there in this universe. So I mean, could make sense. I don't know. Let's see. Oh wow!
Yeah, wow! The Chiefs got Jalen. Dude, I remember people were like, "It's gonna be a nightmare if they get Jeremiah Love." In real life, of course, they do. But Jeremiah Love is a Kansas City Chief. Very interesting.
And let me be honest with you. Thank you, Chiefs, because 1, he's not in the NFC, and 2, I don't have to make the decision if I want to. That was what I was gonna say. I could do the funniest thing ever and have Jeremiah Love be RB1 over Tyler Algier. Just like in real life, how it is with the Cardinals.
It'd be super, super funny. You'd also be like, you'd be it'd be not a contrast. What do you call it when like 2 things are similar? Whatever. In Cardinals franchise, when you took Marcus Robinson,
it would be a little bit.
I feel like it'd be really reminiscent of that. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a shout out to that, but thank God for that because now there's no running backs worth taking in the first round, so I won't have to make a stupid decision. But at the Bengals pick here. We're kind of getting back to the what is normal thing. Although Downs could make a lot of sense here, I'm going to go Caleb Banks because that's who they were projected in the mock.
I also well I did also go Caleb Banks, but I do really like I liked, as you said, that decision there. If they wanted to go with the athlete and get Caleb Downs, I really like Caleb Downs as a player, but I think ultimately they might just decide to get these trenches right.
Yeah,
Of
especially
course,
with
they in
no.
real life they
Yeah, right. Go
um
ahead.
in real life they used that pick 10 to get a defensive tackle,
Right,
but of course didn't draft one, but
right,
they got Dexter Lawrence, so maybe we'll see if they do that here
and
as
they
well, and they
do.
do. They do. They
Yeah,
get the big man up front.
hmm
I can't fault them for that.
if he stays
And we'll move
healthy,
on to pick 11 for
yeah,
sure.
definitely a good pick. I mean, he's an incredible athlete. But yeah, Dolphins. Who do you think they're gonna take?
So I have the Dolphins going and grabbing Maui Noah. I think they have a
Hmm.
lot of holes and trenches. They need to build their trenches out. I mean, we saw it in real life as well. They needed to get their trenches right in the draft. And at pick 11, with Maui Noah still on the board, can't go wrong with that.
That's fair. I definitely think that's very possible with him still there. But I ended up actually changing up a little bit and had them take Jermod McCoy. But I think Maui
Ooh.
makes a ton of sense.
I do like McCoy here as well. It wouldn't be a bad decision. They really could use everything. They could go grab Jordan Tyson right now. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Mm.
That's a putrid roster. They need a lot of help. Let's see what they take.
Oh,
They
there you
do
go.
take Maui Noah. I don't think there was a wrong decision. I don't think it's a wrong
No,
idea to say McCoy or say anyone, but Maui
no.
Noah is great.
I forgot he's also a Miami product and stays
Mhm.
there.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
But moving to the
Okay.
Cowboys, I think I changed it up a bit here. I can't. Who were they projected? I can't remember. But I'm having them go Keldrick Falk. Why? I don't
Wow.
know.
Same. I think. I mean, you know why? I feel like it's pretty
I mean, they
self-explanatory. They
need
need
edge.
edge.
Other than that,
They
though,
just
why? I don't know.
you can feel the board out. Obviously, the mock didn't have them taking him here, but I see Keldrick Falk maybe a little bit of a reach here with everything
Maybe
that's happened.
Caleb Downs could definitely still go here like he did in real life. Obviously, they traded
I
up for him, but
I would like Caleb Downs here for the Cowboys as well. I mean, they have a few
could make
positions they could
sense.
go. Caleb Downs would make a lot of sense. Downs could be off the board any second, and it could be right
Yeah,
now.
it's Falk.
No, they are going Caleb Falk, so we were both right there. Um, I like that pick for them. Gets them a nice edge setter, and we're on to LA.
Yeah, but yeah, this one's interesting. Again, I feel like you could say the same thing about most of these teams. Caleb Downs could be the pick. Um, I don't think it's gonna be the pick here. I weirdly said Colton Hood, but with McCoy still here, it's probably gonna be McCoy. I think.
I did have McCoy going here because I didn't have McCoy off the board yet. I think corner's the right decision. Of course, they could do what they did in real life and take Ty Simpson. That would be funny. I don't
Yeah.
think it'll happen, but that would
No.
be funny. Let's see.
So, oh my God, there's no way. There's no way. That's
There's no way. It's not
insane.
scripted. It's not scripted. It's not scripted. There's no.
Of all the picks that I thought wouldn't stay the same, I'd say I would have bet
Wow.
$100 million that was going to be the one that changed. But no, they stick and pick Ty Simpson at 13. That is insanity. Oh man.
Oh
Well, hey, they
man.
have their QB of the future, I guess.
There you go. There you go. And
Wow.
that's a decision right there that they
Well,
made.
that just makes me happier because now that means that there's some players
Oh.
still available. There's only one team left in
Yeah,
front of
good
me.
good for you, honestly. And you're not faced with having to take Ty Simpson. Yeah, I know
I,
you were really sweating
I
thinking
don't
about it,
think I
but
was looking at Ty Simpson. I would have been fine taking Ty Simpson in the third or fourth round, but not at first. The
uh,
Ravens,
all right. Well,
who'd you have?
yeah. So for Baltimore, um, I went ahead and I just said, you know what? Get them a defender. They need help on defense. Go get a Key Mesidor, who I'm really high on in real life. I really like him as a prospect, but of course, here in Madden, especially, the Ravens need edge. He's projected to go pretty good, decently here in the first round, and I think he lands here with Baltimore. But what do you think?
I agree completely. That's exactly what I decided.
Okay, let's
Pretty
see
much chalk.
if we're both right and gets your pick.
No,
They won. Oh, they go Jermod McCoy. That makes
I
sense.
I
That
think
makes
that's a good
sense.
pick for them too. That's a very Ravens pick too. Usually,
They did lose Jair
they
Alexander. They
did
don't have a great situation at
like
corner, so it
yeah
makes
with
sense. Makes sense. Now here
yeah.
at pick 15,
I'm up here and
what do you think?
I man I well who do you think I am gonna take or how did you have
Oh,
mocked to
so
me?
I I thought I thought you could go ahead. I thought you were a big defensive trenches guy here in the draft. You want to get a young guy. You picked up, who was it? You picked up that young edge rusher, right? Yeah, I think you gave him a good
I brought
contract.
two. I brought Nick Scorton and
Horton,
Chris
you got
Braswell.
Horton. Yep. Yeah, but I think I get Scorton and you get Cassius Howell. I think you have a pretty nice rusher group there. I Cassius Howell. I don't think that's who you're going to take here now. How this board's fallen, but I like that for you. I'd like it,
Yeah,
but let's.
you're definitely right that that's not the case. I mocked the guy that is still available here, but I might have to reconsider with who's available. Because Caleb Downs and Jordan, I mean, I don't need receiver really, but Caleb Downs is staring me in the face, man. Do I take him? He's an insanely good player. Honestly,
who's your strong safety? I mean, what's your?
well, I have so many. I have Jonas Sanker, Tyke Smith, but he
Oh
has
my
that.
God! Yeah,
He
you.
has the ability to play more of a sub linebacker role. So does Tyke Smith. So
Yeah, you
I
do.
could have ultimate flexibility with my secondary. But that's not going to be the pick. And I think this pick's going to still be a little bit interesting, but I have my thoughts behind it for a reason.
Sure.
I solely, again, kind of going with the game plan of, hey, I want to develop behind mentors. So who is the best player available behind this spot that I don't already have full? Mike linebacker. I am taking CJ. Who am I? Ooh, actually, it might take a second. This is who I projected, but I'm looking now at Anthony Hill. He might be better. Ooh.
Drama.
CJ Allen's more of a run stopper. I'm gonna stick with CJ Allen here. That is who I projected me taking. I just think he's not gonna have to be the immediate playmaker, but he's gonna have Bobby Wagner to learn from. And who the hell else would you want to learn from in the NFL if you're playing linebacker?
Fair enough. That's an interesting decision. I was not expecting CJ Allen off the board at 15 here, but fair enough.
Yeah,
who were you maybe thinking of otherwise?
I mean, it was just that or Anthony Hill, maybe Caleb Downs, but I honestly was like, I don't really think I need to go player. Like, I still wanted a player who's going to start somewhere on this team, so he's still going to play. But I just I filled the line. I don't really need a lot of other positions. I'm not taking a quarterback here, so that was my decision. But at 16, I have the Jets not sticking actually. I have them going with Avion Terrell here.
That would be a good pickup for them. I went ahead and said that they're going to grab wide receiver Jordan Tyson, and I actually will probably stick with that decision. Though Caleb Downs is really good. Downs has to go at any second now. He's a ticking time bomb. Yeah. But I will say that I do feel like the Jets were going to go Tyson, and we'll see who's correct in that one. They go Peter Woods. Fair enough.
Interesting.
Fair enough. They filling the hole with Quinnen Williams. Yeah. Or at least trying to with a high draft pick, and that makes total sense. Okay. What do you have at 17 here for the Lions?
So this is where actually I have Cassius Howell going. Although I think a tackle could make sense. Caleb Downs wouldn't work as well here. I mean, they have the flexibility to maybe make it work, but I don't think it's a pick for them.
Yeah, I just think it's I agree with you there. I think I have Colton Hood going to Detroit. I think they need secondary help, just not strong safety help. Yeah, no, but they could definitely. I mean, there's still guys on the board. I wouldn't mind them taking, and I think really again, just got to take the best player available. We'll see what Detroit thinks. They go Monroe Freeling. Fair enough. That's what they did. Didn't they do that in real life?
No, that was the Panthers. They took. Jesus Christ, who the fuck did they take? They took a lineman. They took a right. Yeah, they took Blake Miller.
Tackle.
Blake Miller.
Oh, really? Damn. Okay.
Yes, because he's the right tackle, and they're moving Panay to left tackle probably. But no, that makes sense. Who do you have the Vikings taking?
The Vikings. I mean,
oh, you've turned into a robot here, a little bit. Maybe one word. He's not hearing me either, so I'm gonna talk over him.
That's not
Voodoo. Voodoo, are you alive? Voodoo.
Oh, my internet's killing itself.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know. You were just
this
talking
is
about. I
bad.
heard Justin Jefferson. That's the only thing I heard, and I'm like, okay, well said.
And just
Linebacker Justin Jefferson.
uh, okay, yeah. Sorry, my internet fucking shit itself. I'm
Yeah,
not sure what's going on. It might still be shitting itself. I'm not
you're
sure, but
fine right now.
I was just gonna say maybe Jordan Tyson with the Vikings and Justin Jefferson, that little combo. But I had them taking Avion Terrell. What do you think?
Well, I had Terrell going earlier. I do think that makes sense for them here. I'm gonna stick with. They should have went with white boy Dylan Thieneman. Get that white safety back.
Ooh.
Like real life, they should have, but I don't know if they will here either.
Real life pick would have made a lot of sense. I'm
Yeah,
definitely talking about that. Um, let's see what they decide to do. Sorry, I switched to my PC momentarily to make sure that everything was good,
you're good.
internet wise. No, I have to reconnect everything. Okay, here we go. So let's see what they take.
Ooh,
They do go Colton Hood.
interesting.
Interestingly, I think
He
I
was
think
mocked. They
Avion
were
Terrell was
mocked.
the
Yeah,
higher
they were mocked
pick here,
Terrell.
but my mock was sorry, my mock was not correct. My mock went had Colton Hood going a pick earlier. I'm dumb.
Fair enough.
Uh, but
Now
yeah,
this
Hood's
is
off the board.
interesting. Kings, the next team, the last of the four. Obviously, one of these teams, the Battlehawks, does not have a first round pick, but the Kings are the last of the first round picks for these UFL teams. At 19, they have an interesting board. Caleb Downs could be a really nice pickup for them. Um, I saw the mock with Omar Cooper. I think they could go there, but with Tyson on the board, I think they might switch to. I think they might switch to Tyson here.
Jordan Tyson makes a lot of sense, and I would have. I mean, I agree with that. But at pick 19, I had them going Ty Simpson.
Mm,
Uh, I got a little spicy there. Got a little spicy. Not as
see,
spicy as the
even
Rams
with
going
Penix
Tyson.
and Willis there,
Yeah, I got spicy. I was
real
thinking like,
spicy.
you know,
Really big QB
little
competition.
for sure, for sure. But no, I think the better pick would be Jordan Tyson here, and that's who I would say if I could redo it. I would say that. But let's see if you're correct.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Oh, I just simmed the entire. I just simmed the next user pick. Oh, that's not
Good
good.
job. No, it's fine though, because
That's a,
it's back to your pick. Well, we're really jumping ahead here. Good job, Voodoo. Do you see Omar Cooper falls to
sorry.
35?
Uh,
This is why you should never be the one in charge.
okay. You remember when you simmed like the whole? You were
Hey
no.
man, that
We're
was
not
in
doing
round 3 or 4, man. That was different.
that.
Well,
Did you want to
anyways,
sim to the end and then see what everyone took in the first and then the drafts, or
huh?
what do you think?
I want to
My,
pick our
my,
players.
oh, you wanna. Oh, yeah. Fair.
What are you doing? What are
Okay.
you What are you doing?
Apologies.
This is
I forgot. I
brother,
forgot watching
brother.
the
This
draft.
is not
I'm not
AFC.
watching
This
the
is not.
draft.
This is not the Cardinals and Giants franchise. Brother, we're picking players. We're
My,
GMs.
you're right.
Whatever.
You're right. I
The rest of my
forgot, dude.
mock was
Oh
fucked
man.
anyways, so we don't have to look at it. But man, Voodoo really jumping the gun here. You better not fuck up
Dude,
next in the next draft. This draft matters less because we're not really as involved, but next time we will be. And if you mess up again, ooh,
dude,
you're gonna get it,
imagine
buddy.
that'd be so funny. Okay,
Mm.
dude, yikes.
Well, you have some
Okay,
good
well,
players still on the board at 40. No more Caleb
yeah,
Downs though. So
yeah, Caleb Downs is bound to be gone.
some good players though for
I don't
sure.
for sure, and
Could this
actually, I think
be
I already know who I'm gonna
Garrett
go.
Nussmeyer,
Oh, you know it, man.
Carson Beck?
You know it. Okay, I will make my pick here. I think you take one last look. Yeah, I'm gonna make my pick here. So, with the what overall pick is this?
40th.
What 40th overall pick? The Birmingham Stallions select Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Get that
Fair.
capstone safety. I think he's just the best player on the board right now.
Yeah.
Everything has went black after I've taken him. Okay, never mind. We're good. I know
Well,
he's an absolute athlete.
it's because he just covers the whole field. He's gonna cover your eyes too and say "Peekaboo, I'm here."
There. Do you want to sim to the next user pick and we can see
Yes.
what the
The
guys
Battlehawks
take?
finally on the clock. Jadarian Price in the second round instead of the first. Nice.
There you go.
I guess we can see maybe who do we think this is their first pick? Who do we think they take? Do they go crazy and take Eli Stowers? I don't think so. I don't know what their roster looks like, to be honest right now. I could totally see one of these edge rushers or maybe Ihanachor could be the pick. I think they go trenches.
I agree. I could see Malachi Lawrence. I could see Core, Zion Young, Anthony Hill. I mean, there's a lot of
DJ
guys. Really, it's
Parker.
just about what you want. You could also go receiver if you want to build a receiver room.
Sure.
Jeremy Bernard and company. There's a lot of guys. Let's see who they think they want
Okay.
to get. They do go Jeremy Bernard,
I think
so they
he
wanted to
went.
get the receiver.
I think he went at
Good.
45 in real life to the Steelers at 45. So,
There you go.
ooh.
Well, another receiver taken, Elijah Surratt, and that brings us to 47 here with your
Yeah,
pick.
yeah, this is
And
very interesting. Board has kind of fallen nicely here with a lot of interesting players.
I would say I'm gonna make a prediction here.
Mm, do you want
Yeah,
to?
I think I'm gonna go with your guy,
My
this guy
guy.
that your Steelers drafted. Yeah, you know who it is.
Hmm.
He's on the board.
Jennings Dunker?
I think you're gonna go with Max Jennings Dunker, the legend, maybe.
Also Steeler.
What
Man,
do
you know,
you?
I need to take a quick look at my roster. I just need to see where do I feel like I could really it makes most sense to. I mean, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's definitely an option. It's definitely on my mind. Could go there. Could also go this guy who is also your guy, but not on your team. If I really want to get crazy here. Do I want to build for the future, or do I want a guy who's going to start, or both? I'm not going to overthink this. I was going to go there, but I'm going to take the guy that you were thinking, and I'm going to take Max Ianachor, right tackle out of Arizona State. Wow, he is ranked 105. Okay, well, that's fine. He's still going to play for us, probably at some point. But let's go ahead to the Kings pick. On based on who's on the board, I don't know. I think they're gonna get one of the edges. One of those top 3 edges, I think, will be the pick.
Yeah, Parker, Lawrence, Zion Young, definitely. I think Parker's the favorite, but I think Malachi Lawrence makes a lot of sense here as well. Of course, Young is a solid player for sure, and I guess we'll have to see. We're just gonna let this roll. We'll see if they go
Oh,
an edge. Like, nope, they're going Eli Stowers.
okay.
Okay, fair
Fair enough.
enough.
Really good receiving
Fair
tight
enough.
end, but not really much better of an inline tight end. But all right. Well, we go to the third
Exactly.
round, I guess.
Yeah. Oops, I simmed the whole draft.
I honestly believed you
Classic
for a
voodoo.
second. But
That would have been really funny.
you are up at round 3. All the first, the second round talents projection players are gone. Doesn't mean that there's not some gems in here still.
Does not that doesn't indeed. So there's Garrett Nussmeyer. You could go grab him. I'm not gonna do that, but just
What do you mean?
put throwing stuff out there.
What do you mean? You don't have Geno Smith is your current starting quarterback, brother.
What do you know? Sam Howell could be. You never know.
Brother, he's your 6th receiver. Get real.
I don't need that bum on my team. No, I will. You know, I think there's some really good options here for sure, and I'm debating. I'm masterfully debating, quite frankly, what I want to do. And
I think I know who you're gonna take.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it until after you take him though.
Oh, you're gonna say this.
I think you're gonna go with a guy that you think's a good player.
I think there's a guy who I think I think this guy is a good player. Do you think this guy's a good player?
No comment. I don't want to give you away my board to you.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess we will just have to see. I am thinking.
I can tell.
It's gonna take me a second. It's really. Ooh. I don't know. This is getting a little difficult. Okay. Wait. I
wonder if this is what it's like to be in the war room. They're just like, I don't know. I know Garrett Nussmeier. He's looking at you. He's like, please pick me.
I think. God damn it!
I know you're really deciding between those two quarterbacks,
I'm
aren't you?
really thinking. Oh,
Good
dude,
Carson
trust
Becker,
me.
Garrett Nussmeier. Who's the pick?
Who's the pick? Okay, wait. I think I got it.
He thinks he's got it.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna pick if you keep talking like that.
Brother.
Brother. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know where I'm going.
Okay.
All right. So, with the well, pick what?
72.
Pick 72 in the NFL draft. It's 2026 NFL draft. The Birmingham Stallions select out of Boston College Jude Bowery, left tackle. Is that who you think? Is that what
No, I honestly had no idea who you were going to take, and I don't know who this dude is, so hope he's
He's
good.
actually a Bills draft pick, funnily enough. So I had to go give some love for a fellow Bill, but he actually might just start at left tackle, funnily enough. So there you go.
That's so funny.
The next, it's really funny.
No,
So very
Nussmeier's a chief.
Yeah.
Just like real life,
No.
but way later.
That's funny. But the quarterbacks are pretty accurate here, of course, except for fucking Mendoza. But
Yeah.
the late round quarterbacks are here.
I don't know if I would have taken him in my pick, but I do think he was in consideration. So I don't know who the Battlehawks will take, honestly. I have no freaking clue.
I think we just got to spin it at this point, just fucking see.
Sure.
Josh Joseph makes sense.
Sure. I mean, we really can use anybody. Now I'm up at 79. I don't know if I have a guy that's extremely standing out to me right away as a guy I need, because there's a ton of receivers. There's a ton of secondary players, but, I'm good there. There's also some solid edges, but I'm also feeling fine there. So it's kind of like, man, I wish we were able to trade our picks, because this is exactly where I'd want to, but I don't think... Yeah, this is an interesting spot here. I know Bengal thinks this guy's a pretty good player. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look bad. Third round pick, I mean, not bad. How about you? You're also third round pick, but I am going to take a guy that honestly might start on this offensive line, Jake Slaughter out of Florida.
Okay.
Center is the weakest spot of my line. Felt like a nice pick. He's normal dev, but it's all right. He probably will still start regardless.
You could probably get away with that in the third round for sure. 83 for the Kings. Starting to really not be too sure. Really, I think we can just kind of, if you just want to sim it, and we'll just have our opinions on.
Yeah, we'll just
pick.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Benosin, this is the Bills' second round pick, so they get him at in the third. And
solid corner.
Very solid corner. I think he will probably likely start for that secondary. I don't think they signed many corners, did they? At least I don't remember us talking about that.
No, and there goes.
So I think that's a good signing for them.
There goes Dalen Everett, the Steelers corner that they've drafted. Shout out to my Steelers, but you were back on the clock at 104.
Back at the clock at pick 104. There's Drew Aller.
I know his true value.
With Carson Beck. I think every guy's on draft except for Beck, who's a day 3 fucking talent.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. And I'm not taking him. Yeah, no, I think at this point, I think we can get some value here. So at pick, oh my God, I have a goldfish memory. At pick 104.
Yes, sir.
The 2026 NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
The Birmingham Stallions select Caleb Alarms or another Bills draft pick.
Bro's just faking Bills players, man.
But he's 90 speed, 94 jumping. He'd be actually incredible as a Madden user, but only normal dev. I think he still might be starting on this horrible defense.
Fair enough.
There you go.
All right, Renegades is not up. It's going to be the Battlehawks.
Battlehawks.
Drew Aller's a Dolphin. No. I don't think I was going to take it. I would have taken him maybe in like the 5th or 6th, but not.
Fair enough.
No. Go ahead and sim Battlehawks pick.
Yeah, sim it. Let's see.
Okay, Kilgore. He's not
Jalen
bad.
Kilgore. That's another Bill right there. There you go.
Brother
I love my
just
Bills love.
loves his Bills. Oh, that's a good pick too. They're really loading up on their corners, Malik
Yeah.
Muhammad. Again, it's so many receivers right now. I mean, where do I go? Carson Beck is staring me in the face. Oh, Dejon Stribling.
DeJon Stribling is still here.
Wow. Imagine if John Lynch knew that. He would have been taking him in the first round if he could. Yeah, man. I mean, you know what? I kind of have to if I want a player who I maybe actually have some shot at developing at quarterback. I'm gonna take Carson. No, he's
Ooh.
24. He's 24, right? No, I'm backing
This
out
is
on
a
that.
franchise choosing to. This
Yeah,
is a
no, I'm not.
franchise
No, I
deciding
told you
decision.
it's not happening, brother. I'm not doing that shit.
Oh,
He's
you were about
24.
to send it. What do you mean? You were about to send it.
Yeah, but I looked at his age and saw, wait, he's 24. That's not developable for me.
Okay.
What is developable? Which is an interesting word to say over and over. Developable. Developable. I think does this pick even really make sense? I don't know. I just need to quickly look and see who the hell is still available of guys that I actually know the name of. Not a ton. I will tell you that much. Not a ton. Ooh, Justin Jefferson's here.
Ooh.
I see a lot of people hype this guy up, but like he's just an insane athlete. Maybe we just take the upside on the athlete. We're gonna take Harold Perkins Jr. out of LSU. Will linebacker, super athlete. Normal dev, but you kind of just have to take athletes down the board and hope they can develop. Maybe the upside. All right, let's go to the
I think
Kings.
there's upside there. We will go to the Kings. See what they take. With the draft pick, they pick Billy Schrauth, an interior lineman. That
doesn't hurt to go into. Oh, you have pick 32 of the 4th round. Look at you.
Yeah.
I bet you're gonna take
that. For me, I like that.
Carson Beck is staring you in the face, buddy.
I'm good. So actually, with this pick, gonna have to think on this for 1 second. We're gonna see here. Ooh, take another Bills draft pick. I'm not gonna do it, but
it'd
be super funny if I just kept making Bills pick.
It's the Birmingham Bills.
Trying to look for the Birmingham Bills, baby. Not a big fan of a lot of these guys. Ooh, I like. Do I like this guy? I do. You know what? Go ahead and snag an Alabama product, Tim Keenan the third. Think getting some more trench that D tackle room, getting a young guy for the room. I don't hate it at this pick. And we will get ourselves another pick here. Birmingham is getting plenty of young talent. They also have another pick in the 5th. Beck is a Raider, so he's going to be developing behind Baker Mayfield. Funnily enough,
he's going to be. He'll be starting at age 28. Fine, he'll get his shot.
That is amazing for them, honestly.
Well, at least he's not on the board, so I don't contemplate it again.
Ooh. So I already got my player here.
Oh, I know you do.
I'm going to grab another defensive lineman.
Never mind.
Off the edge, Deshaun Barham out of Michigan.
Another
Bill. Go ahead and snag him here. I think he's a really good athlete. No, Deshaun Barham is not a Bill. So you can suck it. We're going to go right on next to your pick, actually.
Yay! Yeah, I mean, I just looked at my roster. Not the right thing. Yeah, it's an interesting board. It's left, it's all day 3 guys at this point. Deshaun Stribling's looking at me. Kalen Black also. Just really great pickups from the Niners. Man,
there you go.
Could take Drew Stevens, a kicker. Yeah, it's brutal out here, man. I don't even. Eli Heidenreich, Steeler, obviously a fun fun story, but it does not look very good in Madden. Who I was looking at a guy. Where is he? You are not good. Okay. Let's go. You know what? You know who I'm going to take?
Who are you gonna take?
I'm going to take everyone's favorite wide receiver, Deshaun Stribling. Welcome to the Renegades.
Wow, you got him in the 5th round. That's great value.
He's
Could have been a
109.
2nd-round
He's
pick.
ranked
Could have been a
109.
1st round.
His fucking eyes look
There you go.
insane. He's an incredible athlete, but he's just, hit no hit in dev. But, him and Cole Payton goes. I was looking at him. UDFA.
Well,
Kalen Black also went. Wow, look at that. Who would have thought the Niners could have snagged those guys in the 5th round? Oh, what a
who would have
name.
thought? Cage Casey, another lineman. I like that name for them for a lineman. That's a badass name, Cage Casey.
Absolutely.
We'll
You're
get
back
right on
up.
over to Beham. Yeah, got another nice pick here, and I think there's a lot of value. This point, yeah, there's a couple of ways we could go. Yeah, I think we do just need. I can wait on that. So I'm gonna. You know what? Yeah, okay. I like ooh, I like this a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself a lovely favorite of Voodoo's, nice big tight end, Nate Boerkircher. I cannot say the fucking name, but
Wow.
he's here. He is terrible apparently in true value. So it fucking stinks, and we're gonna just move on quickly from that.
And to your next
But I
pick,
might
maybe you
actually
can take another tight end.
maybe we can just get 2 tight ends because I have 2 tight ends myself, and it's just what we do here and franchises.
Fair enough.
It's getting crazy. Okay, I think at this point, yeah, this is a reach. Is it a reach? It is a reach.
Kicker time.
Yeah, it's a reach. I can't do that. Yeah, so
I
I'm gonna go
mean,
ahead and snag.
There's not a lot of good players left, honestly.
There's not really, so I'm just
development.
gonna go ahead and grab the guy who has a cool ass name, Ephesians Prysock, the corner
Yeah, I was
out
looking
of
at him
Washington.
earlier.
And he's actually a pretty good athlete. I'm pretty happy with that.
He's not bad.
And that's going to round out my draft class. I have no 7th round picks. So
Yeah,
we
there
just
you
get to
go.
the next pick here.
And the
Let's see what the Battlehawks
take Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Best player in the division right off the jump. I think this is my last pick as well. Although I might be wrong and lying to you. Let me look. No, I do have a 7th. So I am lying to you. But
nice.
What am I doing here? Fuck if I know. At this point, it's kind of just like, where do I think I can maybe develop somebody? I could take Sonny Styles' brother, Lorenzo.
There you go.
6'4" safety, Cole Wisniewski's here. Not really interested in corner. Linebacker's kind of just stripped bare, and I'm already good there. D tackle, I mean, not great. It's not a lot here
Fair
anymore.
enough.
Edge, I don't even know, man. I'm probably just gonna be taking a fucking random shot on a guy here. I think tight end's probably gonna be the pick between one of these two, or maybe I go with the Steelers guy. Could. I would say. Did I already take a tight end? I didn't. No, I was looking at tight end. Yeah, this guy's kind of an insane athlete. Who are you? No. Let me see if is there a good run blocker? Let me get a good run blocker in the room. There's not really anyone. we're gonna go with this guy. Yeah, they both look bad, but Eli Raridon out of Notre Dame, pretty good athlete. It's gonna be the pick. Just need maybe a better tight end, and he's probably not better than CJ Dupree, honestly. He's a 62 overall. He
They're
looks horrible. That's okay.
basically.
Oh, Taylon Green is Cole Wisniewski. He's the 6'4" safety there. Taylon Green
There
to
you
the
go.
Niners. That's the one I was definitely most interested in, honestly, just for this athleticism. But we head
That's fair.
to all the way into the 7th round, Battlehawks, their last pick. And then I have the last pick of our drafts.
Fair enough.
Oh, Riley Nowakowski, the Indiana fullback tight end, Steeler now. Now, with my last pick in the draft, who am I taking? I mean, I just paid if I would have known, I would not have signed a kicker. I would have taken one of these kickers or punters, but they're good. There's only 5 guys with day 3 projections left, man. This is brutal. Do I just take one? I mean, it's receivers and kicker and punters, man. What the hell? Do I take a pot shot at one of these quarterbacks? You know? Honestly, yes, because this is the only guy that has like decent grades left. He's still a UDFA. But we're going to bring in Luke Altmaier out of Illinois. He's not good, but he's the best available, I think. 350 true value is fucking crazy, but maybe we
Well,
can unlock something.
maybe. Let's skip to the end of the draft. I believe this is going to
Yes.
take
Oh,
us.
Eli Heidenreich went to the Steelers. Oh, that's so cool.
Wow, there you go. All right, let's take a look at the draft recap because we missed some first round picks because we went to the next user pick. That was a big stinky.
You.
We did that, so let's rectify our mistake and take a look.
Oh, silly poo poo. Where did you start simming from? It was after my pick, right?
It was indeed.
It was after Jordan. It was after King's pick.
Freeling Hood.
So
yeah,
pick 20. They go Spencer Fano. That's who I had.
20. Yeah, I also had Fano going off the board there. That works.
Vega Ioane, who I wanted in real life to the Steelers, does end up going there. And here I went with Freeling, but he was gone.
Fair. That's fair. That's a fun one. Then, Caden McDonald to the Chargers. I had Peter Woods going to the Chargers, but
then Akeem Mesidor to the Eagles. I had Caden McDonald, but still solid pick.
Same here.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
I had Thieneman to the Browns, so I got this one right.
I had Emmanuel McNeil-Warren because I thought Thieneman would have went earlier. Caleb Downs does fall to the Bears. That's an incredible pickup for them.
That is. I thought Lawrence was going to be their pick here.
I had Love falling to 25, so
it's fair. And Cassius Howell goes to the Bills. I had them taking Casey Concepcion, who did not go near this projection.
I had Caleb Downs actually.
That's really funny. Kenyon Sadiq going to the Niners. That's a fun one. So a little Kittle replacement there. I had them going Omar Cooper.
Dude, he's 93 speed. I could see him playing slot receiver for them.
For sure.
I had them going Vega Ioane.
Fair enough. And then Kristen Miller to the Texans. I had them going Vega Ioane.
I had Kristen Miller.
So there you go. Good. You got that one. 29, I had Kenyon Sadiq, but this ends up being Avion Terrell to the Rams.
Yeah, I had the same thing as you.
That's rough. And then 30, Caden Proctor to the Broncos. I did actually mock this. I think you did too.
I did.
So there you go. And then I had at 31, I had Emmanuel McNeil-Warren going to the Patriots, but it ends up being Brandon Sissy.
Cisse. He's not a sissy. I had them taking Jordan Tyson because I thought he was going to fall for some reason. And then they do take Jake Golday, the Sam linebacker, who's a second or third round projection. I had them taking TJ Parker, but is what it is.
Okay. Okay.
So I guess just looking as a whole draft, I mean, obviously the grades are going to make a lot of sense with a lot of these because this is a actually decently made draft. Jeremiah Love is the best player to the Chiefs. I mean, brutal, but it's not gonna affect us at all. Let's be real. Mahomes is gonna be past his prime when we're able to compete. But let's take a look at all these rosters. Let's start with the Battlehawks first. Why not?
Sure.
So yeah, they went Jeremy Bernard here in their first pick with 75 overall. Jeremy Bernard, normal dev, but I think he's gonna be the receiver one and has a high floor. Um, I don't know about his ceiling, but he's gonna be a good high floor guy. And sometimes you just need a guy in there to raise your floor. Um,
Fair enough.
we talked about Joshua Josephs a little bit. Again, kind of a floor raiser. Don't know about his potential. He looks decent as a pass rusher. Could develop as a run defender, but not a bad pick in the third. They also brought in Jalen Kilgore, young hidden dev, so that is definitely a guy that they look to develop. But he also can come in and start. So I think that is a good pick. Probably their best, just in terms of future. They also brought in Justin Jefferson, who's 66 overall. Good athlete. I don't know about his potential though. And then Riley Nowakowski, tight end fullback hybrid. I couldn't tell you. It depends on how they use him. Maybe he could be a long time, you know, fullback tight end hybrid, little H back. But
Ultimately, I like what the Battlehawks did with their class with limited resources. I think they actually handled it pretty well and got quite a bit of value here.
yeah, yeah. And let's look at the Kings. And you want to talk about the Kings?
Sure, let's go over the Kings draft. So, their first round pick, of course, ended up being Jordan Tyson, falling to 19, and he's a very good athlete, very good pick for them at 19. A lot of very good value, I would say.
Yeah.
And then after that, they get another weapon for who is it? Michael Penix, right? Was
Yes.
it the other the
Yes.
Penix? Yeah.
Him or Willis. We'll
Um,
see.
him or Willis, we'll have to see. But Eli Stowers can also step in there, likely start at tight end. Davison Igmanoson is going to make an impact in that corner room immediately. Looks like a very solid corner prospect here in the third. Then a couple of linemen here: Billy Schrouth in the fourth, KH Casey in the fifth, and Cole Wisniewski
Ooh, by the
in
way,
the sixth round.
Cage Casey does have hidden devs, so that could be a nice pickup for them. Um,
That is a sneaky pick there.
but let's move on to my Renegades here. So obviously I picked CJ Allen in the first. He's a 76 overall, and I think with hidden dev and being a 21-year-old and honestly a really good floor, I think he can develop extremely well with Bobby Wagner as the guy ahead of him. I think he'll pretty much just slot right in next year as the leader of this defense.
It's fair. I like that pick for you as well.
Yeah, and speaking of picks I like here, Max Iannachor, hidden dev, obviously he's a little raw, only starting playing football in college, but he has all the physical tools to get it done and size. And honestly, as a floor, he looks like a pretty decent tackle. He's not going to have to start right away. Um, so we will hopefully be able to develop him. Um, and then in the third, we also look to improve the O line. This one, I think he will start. He is an overall lower than our current center. So we're gonna just give the start to Jake Slaughter here. Decent player, normal dev, but with time to start, he can maybe develop. Brought in Will linebacker Harold Perkins Jr., who, 67 overall, nothing super crazy. Could develop, but more just bet on his athletic upside. And we'll see if we can unlock something with him. Although I do love this pick in the fifth round, Dejon Stribling, 71 overall, normal dev, but with Tyler Lockett in the room, maybe he can develop into being a starter. Honestly, I'm probably going to start him. Well, I don't know. That will be a decision we'll make soon, but he might start. I'm not 100% sure. But other than that, Eli Faradin, really just kind of a depth guy to compete with CJ Dupree. He honestly probably will make the roster over him, surprisingly. And then Luke Altmaier, he's going to make the roster as my QB3. Maybe could develop him into something. He's not horrible for the intangibles, but he's not going to start. He's not the guy
Fair
long
enough.
term probably. But let's look at your Stallions to round out our classes here.
Stallions. So, yeah, my first pick, of course, ends up being Makai Lemon, who I think was a big fall Up to 8. I mean, I thought he was gone earlier, just based on the mocks and based on team needs, but I'm happy to have taken him at 8. Of course, the second pick we make here in the second is Emmanuel McNeil Warren, another player I'm very happy to grab here at the top of the second. And then aside from that, we get Jude Bowery in the third, who I might probably will end up starting at left tackle. I think I have he might even be my highest overall left tackle. But if he's very close, if not, and he has the most upside, and I definitely think he will be a starter. Caleb Earlham Moore will likely be a very solid depth linebacker to slide around and develop and possibly become something pretty solid there. Tim Keenan, again, can also be a depth guy in the interior defensive line. I think it was a solid pick. Same with Jashawn Barham, just kind of getting bodies in the room to develop. Nate Borkircher likely won't be our tight end 1 for the season, but he'll probably find himself as a tight end 2, tight end 3, maybe even a fullback kind of thing. We'll see. And then lastly, Ephesian Prysock. I'm pretty happy getting a 68 overall corner in the 6th round. I think it's pretty good value, and he has definitely a spot on this roster.
All right, and we're back. It is week 1. We decided we will talk about whatever cuts we made afterwards. I'll go first because you made like maybe 1 cut or something. None? Did you make any?
0. None.
So yeah, there you go.
I was below the minimum, so yeah.
So there you go. But I will talk about my cuts at least. We decide to end up parting ways with only a few guys. EJ Speed. We just straight up cut. We also cut Jason Ivey in week 1 and Jamin Davis as well in week 1, which we'll get to why we did that. But we did put some guys. Most of our guys are just on practice squad was what we did. Which is pretty much just some running backs. We brought, put CJ Dupree there. We put those Gus Hartwig and Keandre Jackson, also Malachi Corley there. And then the CPU actually did decide to sign a couple guys to my practice squad, which is fine to fill it out. I don't really care. But while I'm talking about me, I guess I'll talk about who I signed. So we signed Toriano Pride multiple times, but brought him fully up because we have an injury to Billy Bowman for 10 to 14 weeks, I believe. So he'll be our corner 5. But we brought in, this was a crazy one to see sitting in free agency, Romello Height. 1-year deal.
Yeah.
$3 million.
That's interesting.
And he's a 70 overall with hidden dev. So he's going to sit underneath of Preston Smith as well as Chris Braswell and develop, and we'll see what happens. We'll have 3 interesting young edge rushers to kind of work with and see maybe something interesting. I'm wondering where he got picked to, because he definitely wasn't a free agent. He was drafted in the 3rd round at pick 28, so whoever had that pick, which would have been like the Texans or something, interesting. Cut your 3rd round pick. Sure, that's a good call. How about you? Did you make any interesting moves here? I do see you move some players to positions.
I did get Beanie Bishop as a
Steelers
4th
legend.
corner. Got Mitchell as well. Just kind of filled out the corner room. So you're still a little thin. Also went ahead and swapped Emmanuel McNeil Warren to strong safety, where he will start across from Reed Blankenship at free safety. Nothing much else to talk about on the defensive side. Offensively, we do end up signing wide receiver Devin Duvernay, who might end up actually being our wide receiver 3 ahead of Hardman and Chenault. Of course, Makai Lemons here, wide receiver 1. And we also do sign Audric Estime for some running back depth. And we also signed a player I've never heard this guy's name before, but he is a real person, Efton Chisholm III.
How have you not
to be
heard
our
of
wide
Efton?
receiver 6.
How have you
I don't know,
heard
but I don't know balls. Eastern Washington man is going to come out and he's going to show himself.
You should know him.
Up.
He's a Patriot. You've probably seen him score against you.
Oh yeah, I've seen Efton Chisholm III scoring touchdowns on my Bills
he
all day
scored
long.
a touchdown last year. 3 catches,
I don't
75
remember
yards,
that.
and a touchdown. Not against you, probably. It's the Bills, but
Yeah.
he's a legend.
Okay.
He has meme pages with his name.
Okay. You keep. That's I
I
love that for you.
dude, I promise. He's better
Okay.
than Makai Lemon. Start him.
Okay. Sure.
Slot
Sure. Yeah.
receiver.
This is some propaganda, just because he knows
I'm a
that he's
propaganda your
losing.
balls. How about
He's
that?
losing
Fuck
the.
you.
He's losing the division, and
Brother, hey, it's like you said, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
yeah, you're losing both.
Oh well, fuck you too. Maybe I'll get the best quarterback in the draft next year. Screw you. Well, anyways, while we're
Okay.
here, let's talk about your final I guess let's do depth chart, just how you're actually gonna start players.
Sure. Go position by position. Won't
Yes,
go
sir.
too in depth, but just give the overview. So at quarterback, I am going to start Sam Howell over Geno
Mm,
Smith. I think he has more chance to maybe be something. Possibly, do I? Is it
yeah.
likely? Not really, but Geno Smith. I feel like Howell might end up hitting a slightly higher ceiling
Yeah,
and getting actually some development. Geno Smith, he's a mentor. Maybe. You never know. But
maybe.
here's Sam Howell, QB1. Running back, Vidal and Ford are going to be the two running backs, like we said, in free agency. We do have Aldrich Estime to be the third, of course. Good to have three guys in the room. Fullback, Jerome Ford will not be starting at fullback. I'm going to quickly move Nate Borkircher to fullback.
Mm,
It's going to be his. Well, no, I'm not going to switch his position, but he's going to be a tight end playing the
gotcha.
fullback spot. Doesn't make sense for Jerome Ford to be a fullback, so
No,
that'll be that. And wide receiver, of course, Makai Lemon, our first round pick.
no
He is
way.
wide receiver one,
No
just true
way.
wide receiver one. No way, what?
No way he's gonna be your receiver one. That's crazy, dude.
That's so wild. It's so wild. And then Jahan Dotson, Devin Duvernay, and McCole Hardman behind him, of course, along with Liska Chanel and he who should not be named, the
Hey,
third
brother.
Chisholm.
He's the
The,
goat.
the third Chisholm, as we call him here. At tight end, we have Daniel Bellinger starting, along with Nate Borkircher, and we should have Brevin Jordan back someday. I think he's coming back in 2 weeks, I think. So look out for him as tight end two, actually, after he comes back. But till then, Borkircher is going to have to hold it down. Left tackle, our draft pick is going to start at left tackle, Jude Bowery out of Boston College. So we'll see how that shakes out for his rookie season. Dylan Raduns at left guard. Raduns, I think I say. I don't know. But he's
Radens, I
starting at
think.
left
I don't
guard.
know.
Radens, maybe. Center Jordan Meredith is going to be starting as well. Right guard Cole Strange will be starting. TJ Bass behind him, notably. And at right tackle Colt McKivitz, the big signing we made there. Left edge, Joe Tryon-Shiinka, but James Houston is going to be the rush edge. I did decide that because I think he has a better profile as a rush edge. And across from him, Joshua Uche kind of brings that finesse moves aspect to it. I kind of wanted to maybe have a bit of a, I don't, I'm not sure how the Sims going to handle it, but just have a varied group, a group
Mm-hmm.
with different skill sets on off the edge. So Bud Dupree's behind him, and Jay Sean Barham, of course, our rookie draft pick. Defensive tackle wise, we have Tyre Tart, defensive tackle one, alongside Fularunzo Fetu Kasi. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not going to be able to pronounce these names. I'm sorry. I should do. I need
Why'd
to
you
do better.
sign him?
Why'd I sign him if I can't sign his say his freaking name? Justin Jones at D tackle three, Cam Jackson D tackle four, and of course our rookie D tackle five developmental piece. Sam linebacker, we don't really use those. We're going to move on quickly. Chris Barnes, Troy Dye are our two main Mike linebackers. Caleb Alarms, or it's going to be our developmental piece behind them. Will linebacker Christian Roseboom, and maybe a little bit of Alarms or rotating in there. We will see. But we also have Raquan McMillan as well, who will also be in the mix for Will linebacker. Corners wise, of course, Cam Taylor Britt is going to be here alongside Jair Alexander, Tre'Davious White, and Beanie Bishop, along with Cameron Mitchell, who we signed in post-draft free agency, and Ephesians Prysock. It's going to be our corner room. Free safety wise, we have Reed Blankenship, the big acquisition we got in free agency, alongside John Johnson behind him. And then our strong safety, the newly moved Emmanuel McNeil Warren, is going to be playing strong safety for the Birmingham Stallions. Behind him, Rayshawn Jenkins, kicker McLaughlin, and punter Jordan Stout. So let's wraps all that up. Let's take a look at your guys then, the Dallas
Alrighty.
Renegades.
So we are not going to be starting the guy with the upside here, at least yet. We'll see. Josh Dobbs will be the guy for week 1 starting. Um, Altmaier is going to be QB2 just because I do think Brady Cook has less upside, obviously, and I do think Altmaier looks slightly better despite his overall being one lower. Um, maybe Altmaier sees some time. I'm not sure yet, but for now it's going to be Dobbs. Running back 1 is going to be Algier. We're giving him the backfield finally since his rookie year. He's going to be the lead back, but we do have Kendre Miller and Trevor Etienne to relieve him of his duties occasionally. We do have a true fullback here, Patrick Ricard, the best in the league, depending on who you ask. Could be used check though. But he's just going to be a great run blocker on those heavy sets that the Giants playbook that I have likes to use. Receiver, we're going to start the rookie, Dejon Stribling, as our receiver 1. It's bold, but he's not that far off of these other guys, and I want to get him as many chances as possible to develop. So I think the best is going to be giving him the starting role. Xavier Leggett has star dev, I believe, so he's going to be a receiver 2. McMillan is the 3. Tez Johnson and Tyler Lockett as the 4 and 5. Tight end is going to be Colby Parkinson as the 1, with Evans and the rookie Eli Raridon as the backups. Starting left tackle is going to be Jedrick Wills. Left guard is going to be Isaac Seumalo, the obviously good acquisition, very solid player. We are starting the rookie Jake Slaughter over Nick Gates, as we said in the draft, or at the draft recap. At right guard, currently it's going to be Maxi Anachor because of the Cody Mock injury. He's out 6 to 10 weeks, I think, for him. So for that time period, we will see some Maxi Anachor as a starter, which I think will be at least nice to see him get some opportunity to develop a bit. And then our right tackle is going to be Caleb McGarry starting there. Moving to defense, Nick Scorton is going to be our left edge 1 with some depth, Romello Height and Quincy Roach as the depth there. And then Chris Braswell will get the start at the right side with Romello Height and Preston Smith behind him. And then Brian Brzee and Bruco Rororo are going to be the D tackles 1 and 2 with Pickens and Tufele as the backups. And then Sam linebacker, we are going to have a little bit of an interesting linebacker shuffle here with Harold Perkins actually playing Sam. We want the rookies to get as much play time. That's the goal of this team. Get the young guys as much play time as they can. Bobby Wagner will be the main mic, but CJ Allen will be behind him. But CJ Allen will be playing Will as the starter over Christian Harris and Harold Perkins. Just trying to get our guys on the field. And then at corner, Chidobe Awuzie will be the number 1 corner with Dax Hill at 2, Chow Smith Wade as the 3 for now with Ikuda and Pride Jr. there, while Billy Bowman is hurt. He will come in and be our corner 3 or 4 depending on how we're feeling. Not sure yet. At free safety, we have Andre Cisco starting along with Ronnie Hickman as the backup. And then Jonas Sanker, we're deciding, will be the starter strong safety, but Tyke Smith will be behind him. And the main reason I say that is because Tyke Smith will be playing sub linebacker behind Bobby Wagner. He'll be the 1-2 this season. And I feel like Tyke Smith has a lot to offer there in the box. Kicker, Charlie Smith. Punter, Ryan Wright. Long snapper, Evan Deckers. And we'll get into the other things in the games if they come up. But those are the teams. Do we want to take a look at their teams as well?
Let's do it. How about I break down the Battlehawks, and you can go ahead and give us a Kings breakdown.
All right, go ahead with the Battlehawks.
Right, so Daniel Jones is going to be injured. Actually, could you check that for me real quick? How long Daniel Jones will be out?
Yeah,
because he is injured here heading into week 1.
It looks like he's going to be hurt Achilles tear 10 to 14 weeks, so we're going to be seeing the backup.
Now the backup is Mason Rudolph. He will be getting some play, and maybe Easton Stick if they're feeling a little silly, but we'll likely see Mason Rudolph QB1 for the majority of this season. Running backs wise, they have 200 running backs. From what I'm looking at right now, Isaiah Pacheco and wait, was Pacheco a free agent? Am I tripping? Yeah,
they've signed both of them.
Yeah, and they're both injured. So the running back one right now is fullback Derek Parrish. Am I
Interesting. I feel like they're tanking.
saying that
They're
right? They're
tanking
probably
for a number one overall pick clearly right now.
tanking for Mendoza 2.0.
True.
Tanking for Arch.
Hmm.
Oh man. So yeah, their fullback is playing in the running back position. So he's gonna be all over the field. Maybe we'll see some Riley Nowakowski playing fullback while the fullback is
Yeah.
playing running back.
There we
Fullback's
go.
actually 85 speed, faster than most fullbacks.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
true.
give some love there. Wide receiver room, honestly, not bad at all. They have Juju Smith Schuster at wide receiver one, Ryan Flournoy, wide receiver two, and Jeremy Bernard, the draft pick, who likely will be the wide receiver one once he develops. Very, very good pickup for them. And they are very happy to have him there. Tight ends wise, they have Noah Fant starting at tight end. Behind him is, of course, the rookie Riley Nowakowski. Left tackle Max Mitchell, because they also have Brady Christensen, but he's also injured. So these free agents have been battered with injuries.
Hmm.
At left guard, they actually have a right guard playing because Ben Powers, guess what? He's injured. So they
Nice.
have Jalen Mayfield, the right guard, playing left guard. Center, of course, nice and healthy. Will Clapp.
Yes, we will.
Let's go. Yes, we will. Will Clapp. And then at right guard, they actually have their left guard playing Dylan Wade, the
Sure.
rookie. Why not? And I in the right tackle is Benjamin
Yeah.
Chukwuma, 60 over. This
Yeah.
team is tanking
Take
fucking hard,
it's
dude.
bad. Tank for Tua, man.
Tank for Tua. At edge, they have actually AJ Epinesa. Was he a free agent?
He was a
Or maybe
post
yeah,
draft
no, he
free
was.
agent, I
He
think.
was. He was. No, and in real life he also is a free agent, so
That's
it makes
true.
sense. Right edge, they have Joshua Josephs, very solid young edge there that they drafted at defensive tackle. That room is not looking too great. They picked up Tershawn Wharton, who is injured, so they have to deal with Logan Hall and Jaquelin Roy as the two main D tackles on the squad. They have a Sam linebacker, Chaz Surratt. Mike linebacker, they have Brian Asamoah the second, and Justin Jefferson, of course, who actually will likely start at Mike. And then at will, they have Savosha Dennis and Jordan Colbert. Going on to corner, they have cornerback one, James Pierre, and
Steelers legend.
cornerback two, Adoree Jackson, alongside Kyrie Elam at the three. Martin Emerson is also injured. This team is absolutely slaughtered with injuries. Justin Simmons at free safety, and behind him, a young guy, Jalen Kilgore. Actually, no, he's the strong safety. Apologies. But yeah, they're kind of also thin at safety, which is why I mentioned that Jalen Kilgore will be starting at strong safety. Their kicker will be Cade York, and their punter will be Matt Hack.
Yeah, it's a
And the long snapper will be Crystal.
yeah. I mean, just looking at their team, man, it's going to be a rough year for the Battlehawks. We were talking off camera. Do we think any of these teams are going to go winless? This could be the one. I think based on
Could
just
be.
their
This team, like,
injuries,
they have no running backs. They
their O
have
line are
it's
horrible. Their
horrible.
quarterback Mason Rudolph is honestly surprisingly the least of their worries, which is crazy. I mean, they have good
Yeah,
receiver room, solid tight ends. Uh, Defense isn't horrific compared to what it could be, but yeah, that O line and obviously running back room, and obviously not having Daniel Jones is brutal. Which
yeah.
never thought I'd say that prior to last year, but here we are. Um, but yeah, that's an interesting team they built. But let's look at the Kings. Um, so they do have some healthy guys, which this was, I guess, probably the smart move for them. Obviously, they knew Penix was hurt, so he is not going to start now. But we do see Malik Willis, who is pretty similar talent, and he will start with Miller Moss, the rookie, as the backup. Now they brought in only two running backs so far. Nick Chubb is hurt, but they still have their starter J.K. Dobbins, and they have the fullback Jack Westover, who will play more of a power back role, I guess, for now, who will also play fullback. And then at receiver, obviously Jordan Tyson will be receiver one. It's also kind of fun that we got two of those top receivers in this draft to the same division, so that's
Be a
fun to
fun
see.
rivalry.
Yeah, they also brought in Calvin Austin, who actually I think is a really nice compliment to Jordan Tyson, along with Traylon Burks, who's trying to revitalize his career. Their fourth receiver, Bryce Ford Wheaton, is out, so they're going to see some tight end action, maybe. But they do have some solid tight ends, honestly, with Juwan Johnson and second round pick Eli Stowers. Could be interesting there. They will be starting the rookie left tackle Cage Casey at there at the left tackle spot. And at left guard, they'll bring in Robert Jones to start here. At center, Casey Hampton face scan lover, Gerard Huford. Not a great center, but he's a guy. He plays center actually. Daniel Falele will be starting right guard. I'm surprised that Will Hernandez isn't moving over to play center, but I guess he's the same overall at center, so fair enough. And then a right tackle, they're starting the left tackle, Yadni Kajust over Jalen Duncan, which is okay, whatever, that's fine, I guess. Left edge, they'll be starting Jadavion Clowney, the vet, and they have Marcus Davenport at right edge. D tackle, they have Sebastian Joseph Day, Brandon Dorless, and Zach Harrison. Sam, Delshon Phillips. Mike is the Juwan Bentley. D'Angelo Malone is behind him as well. And Jamal Adams will be playing will linebacker, so that's a fun one to see. And they're starting rookie cornerback David Igbonason. Igbonason? Is that how you say his name? I think so. And then Caillou Blue Kelly and Greedy Williams will be the other two starters. So honestly, pretty young, solid group to start with. Voodoo, you're going all robotic on me, so I'm going to talk still. But free safety, they bring in Jordan Howden to start there. Kilbrew is out, but he's still the starter. And then they're going to start Julian Blackman at strong safety, but they do have the rookie behind him as their depth with Wisniewski. They have kicker Ryan Fitzgerald and punter Bradley Pinion, long snapper Zach Wood. So I do think the Kings are better off right now, just with the injuries, and they honestly don't look like a terrible team compared to the Battlehawks. And I don't know what Voodoo's internet's doing right now, but I'm going to just start wrapping some things up. Oh, he left because his internet is messed up. Are you back? Is he back?
Okay.
Here he
Might be
is.
working now.
He's not a
Oh
robot.
my god. This internet's been terrible today. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Let's try to wrap this up.
yeah, we're gonna start finishing up here. So this is gonna be the end of episode 1. Just a quick little blurb about how this is gonna go. We are gonna probably do 4 episodes per season. This is episode 1. That's the off season. Episode 2 will be the first half of the regular season. Episode 3 will be the rest of the regular season. And then episode 4 will be playoffs, yearly awards, all that jazz. But with that being said, we're very excited to do this and very excited to see how this goes. I think this was a very fun start to build up these teams from the ground up. And like we said, we will not be playing. We will be watching portions of games. We'll go week by week, and we will see how these rosters do against some teams like the Rams and the Browns week 1, who are our first matchups. And we will
see, actually, rivalry game technically here for the Birmingham Stallions. We decided
yes,
the rivalries.
We will get into that next week. We have some fun little additional extra rivalries that we'll talk about when we get there. But for now,
For sure,
we're gonna wrap it up here, and thank you all for watching. Hope you're excited to take this journey with us into the new NFL that is gonna be using the UFD, the United Football Division, as a way to try to save this company here. And I think we will. I think we're gonna save this company, Voodoo.
We are saving the NFL. Roger Goodell is we're gonna get medals of honor for what we're about to do on that field.
Yeah, and I think we deserve it. I know it's gonna be ugly at first, but I think we're gonna be having a good time building these teams up to compete and win Super Bowls. So, Voodoo, do you have anything else to add before we let them leave?
I do not have anything to add. Thank everyone for watching. We have plenty of fun things in store. Make sure to enjoy your day, your night, your morning, and wherever you are. Yeah, we're back, baby.
We are back, and with that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Take it easy.